Lucas Cash with a complete game.
A phenomenal play by Chase Jackson at short.
The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him.
Will Yao. Wow.
Game 33 of the 2026 VBL season is upon us here in Charlottesville as the Tom Sox get set to take on the Culpeper Cavaliers for one final time this year. Luke Stefanisco joined alongside Landon Weaver in the broadcast booth. And Landon, Tom Sox got it done on Monday night against a very scrappy Covington team. Tonight they'll play a Culpeper squad that's, well, safe to say, short on hands in the lineup.
Yeah, Luke, they are thin as can be at this stage in the game. We'll talk about their lineup a little bit more, but there's a surprise for Culpeper out in left field for sure. And at this stage in summer ball, you know, that's kind of what happens. We saw it last year. It happened to a couple teams like Waynesboro, and now it's hitting Culpeper, and it's going to be hard for them. But they have talent on their roster. If they can get through the first couple of innings, they may be okay. But this Sox lineup, they're hitting their stride at the right time.
Well, the Sox got a big boost from Caden Combs on Monday night in an 8-4 win over the Covington Lumberjacks. Big Riz had two big bombs in the game for the Sox. The second one, a monumental blast out to left field that I think almost everyone in the ballpark lost sight of. He's in the lineup again today for the Tom Sox. But first, we'll take a look at the defensive alignment for the Sox as they'll start out defensively. Braden Bachman, Tommy Lansness, and Christian Deweyman. The outfield, Grayson McCullum was on the corners alongside Caden Combs back in lineup today. Xavier McCory and Harrison Campy up the middle with Dom Caffarillo behind the plate for the Sox. They'll do battle with the Culpeper lineup that has lost a lot of its popular faces to begin the season, names such as Johnny Sutrick, Ty Powell, and Grayson Gegg, no longer with the Cavaliers. Here's the nine they'll send out to face Gary Gibson. Nick Matson, the center fielder, will lead it off. Joey Rogers, the shortstop, usually a second baseman, batting second, playing short. Matthew Graham, a new addition to the Cavaliers roster in the 3 spot, doing the catching. Willier Casana made his debut a couple weeks ago. He's in the cleanup spot, batting fourth, playing third. Noah Burnham, the DH, batting fifth. Braden Weaver, the former Tom Sock, in the 6th spot, playing right. Ryan Mannion, another new addition, batting seventh, playing second. Tyler Beanick, the first baseman, is in the 8th spot. And Brayton Good rounds out the lineup in left field. Now, Good is not exactly a two-way player, considering he hasn't hit at all this season for the Cavaliers, has only pitched, but will be put out into the field by Culpeper tonight.
Yeah, it's quite the choice, but you know, when you're so short on players, Luke, it's something that you are going to have to do. And look, these guys play at the collegiate level. They have hit before, and there were times last year where the Tom Sox had pitchers that were really good hitters in high school. But at this stage of the season, when you're fighting for a playoff spot, having a guy that pitches mainly out in left field, it's going to be interesting. We'll see if a lot of balls get hit. Think about what Caden Combs has to offer, hitting it out there. I mean, Lansness can go opposite. You look down the line, Grayson McCollum, he's going to be tested.
Good was a very talented lefty for the University of South Alabama this season. Through 6 2/3 innings, only allowed 3 earned runs, striking out 4 batters. But to put it bluntly, he did not play the field, nor did he hit for South Alabama. So it's been a significant amount of time since he's been at the plate. We'll see how he handles that task as Gary Gibson will take the mound for Charlottesville this season. And we'll take a look at Gibson's stats this season. It's his 4th appearance of the year, his 3rd start. Ironically, in his last start, faced Culpeper, went 3 innings, allowed 1 run. And Gary Gibson, a future incoming freshman at whatever school he chooses to go to, but a lot of talent has been showcased by him early this season.
Yeah, he's raising his stock every time that he steps out onto the bump. That outing he had against Culpeper was easily the best outing he's had all season long. And look, this is a big stage for Charlottesville. They have a chance to clinch the playoffs tonight if results go their way. So if Gibson can have a good start, get his team on the front foot, it could be a calm outing for the Tom Sox.
We'll take a look at the playoff picture. As it stands right now, Charlottesville would face Stanton Braves if the season ended tonight. Cavaliers still sit in the 4th spot and would theoretically play the Waynesboro Generals if they manage to hang around, but they have Harrisonburg breathing down their neck in terms of that 4th and final playoff spot in the VBL South. And tonight there's some other key games we'll keep an eye on, namely the matchup you want to watch, Harrisonburg and Stanton over at John Moxley Memorial Stadium. That's a big one with big stakes for both of these squads.
Yeah, basically if the Sox win and Harrisonburg loses, Tom Sox clinch the playoffs again. They're really, really good when they get into the playoffs. Look, a great record at getting to that championship series.
We are set for some VBL baseball here at the show, as Nick Matson will lead it off from the right side to begin this one.
Now batting for the Culpeper Cavaliers, center fielder number 20, Nick Matson.
It was a sunny Wednesday afternoon has given way to a beautiful evening here at the show as Gibson deals in a first pitch fastball for a called strike at 7:01 p.m. Key for Gibson in this start is finding the zone. When he's been able to locate, he's recorded outs effectively in each of his 3 appearances. Matson swings and fouls the 0-1 back, and he's quickly behind 0-2.
Yeah, one thing about Gibson early on is going to be his control. If he can locate that strike zone early, it gives him a better shot of finding a rhythm without having to work into it.
Gibson out of the windup. The 0-2 pitch. It's flied into right field. Dewey on the run over towards the line. He pulls up on the track and makes the catch for the first out.
Well done. Cool, calm, and collected by Dewey out in right field. Easy money for the first out.
Christian Dewey made his return 2 weeks ago to the lineup after an extensive period of time off, but hasn't missed a beat out in the field. From Matson goes to Joey Rogers in the 2 spot for the Cavaliers. Gibson gets his sign and delivers in the first pitch to the shortstop, and it's another heater clipping the outer edge for strike 1. Rogers has been a mainstay in this Cavalier lineup almost all season long. That middle infield of he and Ty Powell was excellent as he grounds that one over to Harrison Campy at short. He comes up with it and throws to Caden Combs for the second out.
It's easy. I mean, so far so good for the Sox infield. They looked really, really good against Covington the other night. And McCory being that mainstay in that shortstop position. We saw Campy switch over to third base when McCollum, I mean, man, he needs a night off every now and then. But Campy picked it up in stride and looked really, really good in that position.
I'll bring up Matthew Graham in his 3rd game for the Cavaliers. He's recorded 3 hits and 6 at-bats for Culpeper. Gibson goes to the fastball to begin the at-bat for a 3rd straight time and finds the zone for the 3rd straight time.
All righties to start for Culpeper. By the looks of it, not a ton of lefties on this roster.
Gibson delivers the 0-1 to the righty, Graham, and he fouls it off towards the batting cages to make it an 0-2 count.
It's a really important time right now, Luke, for the Sox to figure out who's going to work in this pitching rotation going into the playoffs.
Gibson looking to stake his claim for the playoffs. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Blew the heater right by Graham for strike 3, and it's a 1-2-3 top of the first for Gary Gibson the second. A perfect start on the mound. Can the Sox follow it up at the plate? We'll be right back with more VBL baseball here on the Tom Sox Broadcast Network.
Want to support the Tom Sox? We offer many tiers of sponsorships with numerous benefits. Head to tomsox.org/sponsors to learn more about how you can become a valued partner today. Become a host family today. Host families provide players with a home away from home while building connections that go beyond baseball. Discover the lasting impact that host families have on the team and our community at tomsox.org/host-families. Contribute to Charlottesville Community Baseball.
After a quick 1-2-3 top of the first for Charlottesville, the Sox look to get their bats going in the bottom half of the inning as they'll face Alexander Crutter from the Culpeper Cavaliers.
Yep, Crutter, so far this season, Luke, he's not had a ton of action for the Cavaliers. He's pitched in 6 games with 5 starts, 25 in a third inning. So actually he has played a bit more than some of the other pitchers on this roster, but he lets up a lot of hits, a .340 batting average against.
Yeah, Crutter's seen Charlottesville a time or two this season. This is his biggest task with Culpeper hanging right on the cut line for the playoffs. And here's the lineup that Crutter will do battle with For Charlottesville, Xavier McCoy leads it off, playing shortstop. Grayson McCullum, the third baseman, bats second. Caden Combs, after his 2-homer night, is in the 3 spot. Tommy Lansness, the cleanup, playing center. Aiden Harris DHing tonight in the 5th spot. Harrison Campy, the second baseman, bats 6th, followed by Christian Dewey out and right at the 7. Dom Caffarillo, the catcher, bats 8th, and Braden Bachman rounds it off as the left fielder, batting 9th for Charlottesville. In a lineup that certainly wants to get hot down the stretch, Landon, as it was the bats that helped propel Charlottesville to the VBL title game last year, something that the Sox will certainly need to do to get back there again this season.
And last season, the Sox ran into a problem where their pitching got pretty thin down the stretch. This season, knock on wood, that doesn't seem like it's going to be a problem. These guys, these bats, the pitching has been very complimentary ever since that 0-7 start.
Corey digs into the left-handed batter's box to get the Sox underway in this one. Left on left to begin the Sox chance at the plate. Corey squares and drops one down back behind the catcher, Graham, for strike 1. Corey's been aggressive with the drag bunt multiple times this season. Hasn't really had success with it, but he's not afraid to try it. Corey was the Sox Player of the Week nominee for last week. Scored a total of 8 runs across his 3 starts.
He also drew about 4 or 5 hit by pitches, which is incredible. I don't know if it's really a skill. You're standing in the batter's box, but he's not afraid to take one on the back.
Crutter's 0-1 pitch catches the outside corner for strike 2. That's what run generation is. It's kind of a lost art in today's game of baseball, where you have the OPS numbers that pop off the charts and the slugging numbers. Corey's not really that kind of player. He's just someone that manages to work his way on base and come around to score runs. He's productive in that sense for the Sox. 0-2 pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3, so Crutter makes quick work of McCory for the first out to turn it over to Grayson McCullum.
That's what you're going to have to do tonight if you're Alexander Crutter. Get through batters quickly. You don't want to throw more pitches than you have to, especially with the limited bullpen, limited roster, and not many guys that are going to be able to help you if the going gets tough.
The Cavaliers are going to be having to find some arms to pitch the rest of this game if things don't go well for Crutter. It might not go well for the Cavaliers as a whole, as McCullum swings and fouls the first pitch back to the screen for a strike.
Good to see McCullum back in the lineup. As we mentioned, in the previous half inning, he needed a little bit of a break. This is his 30th game played for the Tom Sox, the most by any. He also has the most starts on the team as well.
He's been the Iron Man of this season, much like Kyle Langley was the Iron Man of the Sox in 2025. A consistent presence both in the lineup and actually out on the field in terms of playing. Both of those guys provided a ton of value to Charlottesville's roster.
Yeah, Langley was a good guy to get you an RBI when you needed it most. McCollum also has that same sentiment.
1-1 the count with 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Crutter's next pitch to McCullum is right down Broadway for strike 2.
I think you also have to throw Hudson Luderman into that conversation as well. I got to shout out my Hokies, but he was also a guy that played on the first day, he played on the last day.
Certainly an Iron Man for Virginia Tech this season in their run to the UCLA Regional, where Luderman played with an ankle injury. Crutter misses outside on the 1-2 to even the count at 2 apiece.
Yeah, neither Tech or UCLA made that Super Regional, or didn't win that, didn't come out of that regional, even though UCLA was the #1 overall seed. An incredible college baseball tournament.
2-2 the count, left on right in the second at-bat. Crutter's next pitch is lined well foul by McCullum, and the count will remain.
Really, if McCollum gets a hold of one out to left field, going to take a long, hard look at how Good moves around out there. It looks normal out there for now, but we'll see when he starts having to move around.
Hard to tell with not exactly anything being hit in play towards him. Surely the goal for Crutter is to keep the ball out of play and away from left field in this one. Crutter delivers the 2-2 pitch, and it's swung on and missed by McCullum. He's doing an excellent job of that so far with back-to-back strikeouts to begin the game. He'll face his toughest task in Caden Combs.
Yeah, Crutter came into today 21 strikeouts to 12 walks for the Cavaliers. So he has strikeout stuff. He doesn't have a lot of walk stuff, which is good. The ERA is what worries me a little bit, 18 earned runs through 25 innings. So right now, so far, so good. But now you've got a tough task, a guy that hit 2 bombs in the last home game for the Sox.
Combs slashing .417 against lefties this year. as he watches a first pitch off speed offering bounce in the dirt for ball 1.
And one thing that I was really happy with Combs in that last game was he was just waiting for his pitches to come. He wasn't chasing. When he got that pitch down the middle, that's when he took advantage of it.
Homered in his first 2 at-bats in the first 2 innings as Crutter offers inside for another ball, and 2 balls, no strikes to the first baseman.
I know there's not a whole lot of film on these guys, and they play each other quite frequently. Do you think there's a lot of tape watching?
I don't think there's a lot of tape watching, more so as knowing your opponent. You got a good sense of them when you see them physically. As Combs taps a foul ball back to the screen. It's just a sense of knowing these players when you see them. And you can tell when you see Combs at the plate that he's not going to be a slouch, and if you groove him a fastball, you might never see it again.
I feel like even if you don't know who Combs is, just seeing him walk up to the plate, he just has that aura about him.
2-1 the count. Crutter looks to third out here of the first inning, and Combs sends a cue shot back again towards the Sox dugout. Make it 2 balls and 2 strikes.
He had a smile on his face after that pitch. I think he knew that one was in the location that he wanted. He just got a little bit early on it and couldn't fully connect with his bat on that ball.
Crutter looks to finish off a 1-2-3 inning to equalize Gary Gibson here on this pitch as he kicks and fires. And it just misses outside to run the count full. And something we've seen Caden Combs do all season long. Work great at-bats as he finds himself in a full count to begin the game. Riz steps back into the batter's box. Full count pitch from Crutter. And Combs flies that one deep into center field. Matson retreats, but he has a beat on it and makes the catch for the third and final out. So the starting pitchers duel 1-2-3 innings in the first frame in Charlottesville. It's 0-0 after 1. We'll be right back on the Sox Broadcast Network.
Stay connected with the Tom Sox. Follow at Seville Tom Sox on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and X for the latest team updates and primetime content. Explore our redesigned website at tomsox.org for everything Tom Sox baseball, and sign up for our no-cost email newsletter. Subscribe to the official YouTube channel of your 4-time Valley Baseball League champion, Charlottesville Tom Sox. Highlight videos, game recaps, full games, in-depth interviews, and so much more on the official digital home of the Charlottesville Tom Sox.
Five and 6 due up for the Cavaliers in the top half of the second inning. It's Willier Casano, Noah Burnham, and Braden Weaver as we'll take a quick look at the series history between these two. And Culpeper, the second newest VBL franchise besides Charlottesville. It's only been a 3-year history of these two, but 17-10 for the Sox lead as Casano pops up the first pitch from Gary Gibson into shallow center. Tommy Lansness calls everyone off and hauls it in for out number 1.
Yeah, Culpeper and Charlottesville, even though they're two of the newer teams, we've seen them late in the playoffs a couple years in a row. Last year it was the Sox against the Cavaliers in the VBL South Championship. Luke, I don't know if we'll ever see a game that's going to top that.
That game might go down in VBL history as one of the greatest to be ever played. It was a 3-hour rain delay that pushed the game into the waning hours of the night, and then a game that went into extra innings, 11 total, that went into the next day. And I don't know about you, Landon, but I think we left that park around 2 a.m.
Sounds
after
about right.
That victory.
Yep.
Sox got it done over the Cavaliers as Noah Burnham sends this one sky high on the infield. McCullum will make his move and make the catch for the second out. Again, Gary Gibson continuing to work efficiently, as did Alexander Crutter. It's 2 outs already in the top of the second.
Yeah, that's what the Sox are looking for right now. A quick, comfortable outing from Gibson. But yeah, back to that game, I think the start time was already slated for 6:30. Didn't start until 9:30 because of all the rain. And then it went late into the night. Yeah, late game.
Braden Weaver swings at the first pitch and grounds it over to McCullum on third, who throws to Caden Combs. Just as fast as that inning began, it ended in a 1-2-3 frame for Gary Gibson, back-to-back to begin the ball game for the righty. It's 0-0 after 1.5. We'll head to a break and be back with more Valley League Baseball.
Want to support the Tom Sox? We offer many tiers of sponsorships with numerous benefits. Head to tomsox.org/sponsors to learn more about how you can become a valued partner today. Become a host family today. Host families provide players with a home away from home while building connections that go beyond baseball. Discover the lasting impact that host families have on the team and our community at tomsox.org/host-families. Contribute to Charlottesville Community Baseball today. As a 501c3 nonprofit organization, your support helps the Charlottesville Tom Sox create unforgettable memories and develop baseball's future stars right here in Central Virginia. Visit tomsox.org/donate to see.
Just as Culpeper sent up 4, 5, 6 in the top of the second, Charlottesville will send up 4, 5, and 6 in the bottom of the second with Tommy Lansness, Aiden Harris, and Harrison Campy due up at the plate for the Sox. And Lansness will look to extend his 20-game on-base streak, which leads Charlottesville and places him among the top in the Valley League. Crutter gets his sign and delivers in the first pitch to Lansness, a breaking ball that bends just outside of the zone for a ball.
Lansness is, along with McCollum, has been one of the more comfortable bats in this Charlottesville lineup all season long.
Crutter gets his sign from the windup. Is 1-0, misses downstairs, and it's 2 balls and no strikes to the center fielder. And Tommy Lansness, former VBL South Hitter of the Week, for his performance after the Sox' historic inning against the Waynesboro Generals back on June 12th. 2-0 pitch from Crutter, that time in there for a called strike. Lansness had a 3-run home run and a multi-RBI double in that game, paired up with some excellent hitting performances alongside it to earn him the honor. Second Sox that this year to be named VBL South Player of the Week, the other, Evan Allwine. Lansness fights that one off the hands into shallow left field. Coming on is Good, and he can't make the catch, and it gets past him. Lansness on his horse to second. The throw is not in time. And so there it is. Good's inexperience out in left field gives Lansness the extra base. And there's a leadoff base runner for the Sox and a leadoff man in scoring position.
Yeah, we talked about it, almost spoke it into existence, and I mean, no fault of his own. He's not a typical player out there for the Cavaliers, but Good did not get a good jump on that hit and had to sprint way far in and try and make a catch, and that just did not look comfortable at all.
Now it brings up Aiden Harris. Harris, who has been one of the better Sox bats this season, although battling through a couple of injuries in the long stretch. First pitch from Crutter is swung on and missed by Harris for a strike. Harris, the newest Virginia Commonwealth University Golden Ram, went official earlier this week. He and Asher Sabom, 2 newest Sox to find their new homes.
And the first game that Harris actually was officially a Ram, he hit a big home run in his first at-bat.
He takes an offering from Crutter on the outside to even the count at 1.
And that game was a 21-0 thumping of the Stanton Braves. We'll see if that same sentiment follows today.
Again, gotta consider the fact that Charlottesville could face Stanton in the VBL playoffs. As the season were to end right now, that would be the matchup. Harris waves over top of the fastball for strike 2 from Crutter.
Big chance to get on the board here. Crutter's been doing well so far, just allowing that 1 hit.
Lansness off of second. Crutter will try to get an out without him moving. The lefty's 1-2. They check swing from Harris. They'll appeal down to second, and he held back.
Yeah, he didn't quite come all the way through, but he was close, and that pitch wasn't far from missing that inside corner.
So now in a 2-2 count, and a 0-0 ball game here in the bottom of the second. Harris will try to put Charlottesville on the board. Crutter looks back to Lansness and comes to the plate, and Harris fouls it straight back.
That foul ball was brought to you by Taylor's Auto Body, Brookway Drive, Charlottesville, 296-9821.
Culpeper still hanging on to that 4th Valley League playoff spot in the South Division, although the lead could be evaporated with a loss tonight in a Harrisonburg victory. Turks would jump them for the playoff spot. 2-2 the count once more to Aiden Harris, the DH tonight. Harris will take a fastball into the lefty batter's box to run the count full.
Yeah, Harrisonburg currently sits at 14-18, so a half game back of Culpeper, who's 14-17. They play a doubleheader against Covington tomorrow to get back to even with the rest of the teams in the VBL South.
And that doubleheader big for not just Culpeper, for Covington as well, as their playoff hopes essentially rest on taking both games of that doubleheader. Swing and a miss from Harris. High heat for Crutter for his 3rd strikeout of the evening, and the first out for the Sox in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, it was an aggressive swing. If Harris just lets that one go by, he's going to take a full count walk. But I get it. You got a runner on second. You want to get aggressive, and you see a high fastball. He wanted to take it, but it moved just a bit inside.
One professional hitter to another in Harrison Campy, who's been nothing short of excellent since he arrived in Charlottesville. Reached base 5 times in the win over Strasburg as he lines that one into center field. Nick Matson lays out, makes the catch, throw back to second in time. A phenomenal defensive effort from Matson out in center. Gives the unique 8-4 double play and gets the Cavaliers out of the home half of the second with no damage. It's 0-0 after 2 in Charlottesville. We'll step aside and be back right after these words.
Stay connected with the Tom Sox. Follow at Seville Tom Sox on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and X for the latest team updates and primetime content. Explore our redesigned website at tomsox.org for everything Tom Sox baseball, and sign up for our no-cost email newsletter. Subscribe to the official YouTube channel of your 4-time Valley Baseball League champion, Charlottesville Tom Sox. Highlight videos, game recaps, full games, in-depth interviews, and so much more on the official digital home of the Charlottesville Tom Sox.
Gibson dealing through 2 here in Charlottesville. Back-to-back 1-2-3 innings for the righty as he looks to make it 3 with 7, 8, 9 due up for the Cavalier order in Ryan Mannion, Tyler Bienick, and Brayton Good.
Really interested to see that Brayton Good at bat. I want to see how a typical pitcher approaches the plate.
And Mannion squares around on the first pitch and isn't able to pull back as Gibson fired inside and hit him.
Yeah, he wanted the hit by pitch, but he showed the bunt.
Mannion's been one of the newer additions to the Cavalier roster. He and a few of his teammates, some late-season reinforcements, though hard to call it reinforcements when there's only about 20 players left on the Culpeper roster. Gibson out of the windup, delivers in the 0-1 pitch to the righty, and gets the call and strike at the bottom of the zone, courtesy of a good frame from Dom Caffarillo.
That's what Caffarillo is so good at. He's a guy that got a lot of reps at catcher with Georgetown University this past year, and it's showing in the VBL.
0-2 the count. Next pitch from Gibson is a called strike 3. And Gary Gibson continues to work efficiently. That's his second strikeout of the evening for the first out of the third.
He's not even been a big strikeout guy this year either. In the limited pitching appearances that we've seen of him. But to have that tonight, finding that before the playoffs start is huge.
Tyler Bienick steps into the left-handed batter's box for Culpeper and swings at the first pitch, skies it into shallow left field. Braden Bachman out there hauls it in for the second out. 4 pitches, 2 outs for Gary Gibson in the top half of the third inning. Gotta check his pitch count, Landon. He's been efficient incredibly well so far in this one.
16 pitches in 2 2/3 innings. 15 strikes dealt as well, and that's what happens when you get a lot of balls put in play, but also his strikeouts have been pretty seamless.
With an out here, he'd tie his season high in innings as Brayton Good swings and fouls the first pitch off over towards the on-deck circle. As we alluded to earlier, Brayton Good, not a position player for Culpeper, rather a pitcher who hasn't appeared a single time at the plate all season long. And the 0-1 pitch from Gibson clips the outer edge for strike 2. It's not uncommon to see position players pitch in the Valley League, but to see a pitcher play a position is an oddity across all summer leagues. 0-2 pitch from Gibson. Awkward swing and foul from Good, who stays in the count.
Yeah, and I'm just found maybe some perfect game stuff from when he was in high school. Some batting stats from his club teams at 13U. That's all I can really find, and that is a long time ago, Luke.
0-2 pitch, swing and a miss from Good. It's 2 strikeouts in the top of the third for Gary Gibson and 3 efficient innings from the righty. It's 0-0 through 2.5 here in Charlottesville.
Want to support the Tom Sox? We offer many tiers of sponsorships with numerous benefits. Head to tomsox.org/sponsors to learn more about how you can become a valued partner today. Become a host family today. Host families provide players with a home away from home while building connections that go beyond baseball. Discover the lasting impact that host families have on the team and our community at tomsox.org/host-families. Contribute to Charlottesville Community Baseball today. As a 501c3 nonprofit organization, your support helps the Charlottesville Tom Sox create unforgettable memories and develop baseball's future stars right here in Central Virginia. Visit tomsox.org/donate to see.
It's a pitcher's duel here in Charlottesville, with both squads sending their best from their starters, with Alexander Crutter and Gary Gibson II shining tonight.
Yeah, a pitcher's duel that we did not expect coming into today, and obviously the Sox still have a chance to blow it open. There's a lot of game left for them, but 0-0, and the only threatening has been Tommy Lanson's getting on second after a single and an error.
Christian Dewey will lead it off, trying to cause some damage for Charlottesville. Crutter delivers in a first pitch that misses outside for ball 1.
And Crutter as well has really induced some weak contact. Obviously that 8-4 double play, unorthodox, but it worked for the Cavaliers. You'll take that as well if you're a pitcher on the mound.
Yeah, nice play from Nick Matson out in center, as Crutter locates on the outer edge for a strike. It's even the count at 1 apiece to the right fielder Dewey. Christian Dewey dealt with some sickness back in June, caused him to miss some significant time, but has returned over the last few weeks and has played an integral part in the Sox turnaround. He swings and fouls that one back to the screen to make it a 1-2 count.
And every game I feel like he makes a play that increases his confidence even more. He had a couple of key hits in the game against Covington. He had a couple of big plays in the outfield against Strasburg. So every game he's doing something either offensively or defensively that is making him stay in this lineup.
That's what summer ball is all about, building confidence, gaining reps. Dewey has certainly gotten both of those here in Charlottesville. 1-2 pitch, bends inside and hits him on the back and gives him the free 90 to first. So Charlottesville will have a base runner to begin the bottom of the third with Dom Caffarillo strutting to the plate.
Good to see him back in the lineup. Caffarillo, when you need a big hit, he's the guy that's going to give it to you. He's hit a triple, he's hit a home run, he's gotten a bunch of extra base hits as well. And you can hear the reciprocation that he receives from this Charlottesville crowd. A hometown kid, they love him here.
Caffarillo working with an on-base streak of 13 games this season. One of the more consistent bats at the plate for the Sox. Takes a first pitch strike from Crutter to begin the at-bat.
Caffarillo's last appearance actually came on July 1st, so he's been out of the lineup for nearly 2 weeks. Actually, yeah, 2 weeks to the day.
Dewey off of first. Crutter delivers the 0-1, which misses down low for a ball. Count 1-1 to the catcher Caffarillo. He and his battery partner behind the plate of Ben Cardone have been excellent at preventing runners from stealing this season. We saw Cardone tie the Sox high in runners thrown out with 3 on Monday against the Cavaliers. As Caffarillo takes a slider for a called strike 2. But from the beginning of the season, where Cardone allowed 4 pass balls in the opener against Waynesboro, to now it's night and day for the Sox catching partners.
I mean, Cardone is the Sox are 8-1 when they have Cardone catching.
1-2 runs up high, evens the count at 2 apiece between Crutter and Caffarillo.
So just having Cardone in there, and with Caffarillo having been out of play for the last 2 weeks, it was almost like, I mean, Caffarillo's a huge part of this team, but Cardone made it seem like, oh, Caffarillo's gone, that's fine. I'll step in and I'll pick up the load.
2-2 pitch to Dom. Bends inside, nearly clips him, but instead it's a 3-2 count and an opportunity for the Sox to get another base runner. See if Thomas Abel and Randy Talman want to get Christian Dewey moving on the base paths in this payoff count. 3-2 from Crutter. Catches the top of the zone for a strike. And it's a backwards K for Caffarillo, as Braden Bachman will try to get things moving again for the Sox.
Got to get something now. You don't want to ground into a double play if you're Bachman, but you would like to advance Dewey up a little bit. Only 1 out in the inning, so you can get aggressive.
Bachman 3 for 9 in his last 3 games, sporting a new-look baseball bat today. The pink lumber for Braden Bachman. Dewey takes off. First pitch as Bachman skies that one into right field. Braden Weaver will get under it and haul it in for out number 2. Dewey retreats back to first, and so no harm, no foul, as it's 1 pitch, 1 out for Crutter, and 2 down for the Sox in the home half of the third.
Now you got a guy, he struck out his first at-bat, but if you need to advance some base runners, McCory is the guy to do it, either with a free pass or getting a single. We saw him hit a rare home run in Culpeper the last time these two teams faced off, Luke.
2 outs this season. Xavier McCory batting 136. 3 for 22. Carter's first pitch just misses on the outer edge. And it's a 1-0 count to the shortstop. For Xavier McCory to come in and play shortstop after the likes of Will Yao and not really miss a beat has been perhaps the most impressive thing about a guy that's done a lot of impressive things this summer for Charlottesville. Carter will throw over to check Dewey at first unsuccessfully.
Yeah, McCory, he's clutch. He gets big hits in big-time moments, and he always has a smile on his face. In the dugout, when he's on deck, in the hole, it doesn't matter where he is. He's a team player.
But in the big moments, a fierce competitor, as he's proven time and time again for the Sox. Waves over top of the off-speed pitch, delayed steal from Dewey, and he'll steal second unopposed.
He'd wanted to get in motion a couple times already, finally did, and it paid off for him. Dewey, don't believe he's stolen many bases this season. Not that I can recall, but that's only his 3rd stolen base this year.
Chalk that up to Great base running IQ for Christian Dewey to put himself in scoring position. 2 outs for the Sox, but McCory at the dish, trying to drive in their first run. 1-1 from Crutter. Corey grounds that one over to second. Mannion hauls it in and throws to Bieniek at first to retire the side. The Sox strand another runner in scoring position in back-to-back frames, though they're starting to get some traffic on the base paths. It's 0-0 after 3 here in Charlottesville. We'll step aside and be back with more Sox baseball when we return.
Want to support the Tom Sox? We offer many tiers of sponsorships with numerous benefits. Head to tomsox.org/sponsors to learn more about how you can become a valued partner today. Become a host family today. Host families provide players with a home away from home while building connections that go beyond baseball. Discover the lasting impact that host families have on the team and our community at tomsox.org/host-families. Contribute to Charlottesville Community Baseball today. As a 501c3 nonprofit organization, your support helps the Charlottesville Tom Sox create unforgettable memories and develop baseball's future stars right here in Central Virginia. Visit tomsox.org/donate to see how your gift makes a difference. Don't miss a single moment of Tom Sox baseball. Check out tomsox.org/schedule to see when the team is back in action.
Gary Gibson will look to continue his phenomenal day after 3 1-2-3 innings as he faces the top of the order for the second time tonight. Nick Mattson leading it off.
And actually, Culpeper's first base coach is Brooke Simpson, who has made a couple appearances for the Cavaliers this season as a outfielder, and he's an upcoming sophomore at Radford University. Now he's their first base coach.
Gibson deals in a first pitch strike to Mattson here in the top of the fourth, and someone that you played youth soccer with.
Yep.
A very long time ago.
All the way back in U10, went to elementary, middle, and high school with him. He played at Cosby High School for a couple years and then went to P27 Academy.
0-1 to Mattson, swung on and missed. And so from your experience with him, would you say he's coaching material? Because Culpeper clearly thinks so with him out at first.
Well, yeah, I mean, he had a really good season at Radford. He really came alive in the later half of the year. So I think he knows what he's talking about for sure. He's decent on the base paths from looking at his statistics, and he's obviously got experience playing at a Division I level. And with how thin Culpeper is right now, and they may be thin on coaches too, I don't really know. If he's available, let him go ahead.
Not often you see the lack of talent contribute to the coaching staff, but Simpson filling in at first base tonight for Culpeper. Gibson in a 2-2 battle with Nick Mattson atop the Cavalier order. Mattson was retired by a fly out to right in his first at-bat. Second opportunity for the Long Island Shark tonight. 2-2. It's popped foul over towards the batting cages, and it'll remain 2-2.
This is really the first time that Gibson II has been tested tonight in an at-bat, and so far it doesn't look like it's phasing him. He's trying to induce that weak contact, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see something that tries to get Mattson to chase.
His 2-2 pitch again is popped foul back into the woods this time, and the count stays at 2 strikes. Gibson's able to record an out here. This will set a new season high in innings for the righty. Season high came against Culpeper back on July 8th. That was at Culpeper County High School. Mattson swings and grounds it over to short. McCory gobbles it up and throws to Combs, who holds on for the first out here in the top of the fourth.
Again, Gibson II just inducing that weak contact, and that shows that he has confidence in his infield to make those kind of plays. McCory so comfortable over at shortstop.
Maybe it isn't the flashy plays we saw from the likes of Will Yao, but McCory has been a steady hand at a position where a steady hand is almost certainly required.
And same with Harrison Campy since coming in at second base. Chase Jackson's really found his groove out there as well.
Line drive the other way and a base hit for Culpeper, courtesy of Joey Rogers, the first of the game. It's their first base runner all the way in the 4th inning. With 1 out, Matthew Graham will get a chance with a runner on.
But yeah, Campy, Jackson, you got McCollum over at third. Aiden Harris can play a little bit of third base if he's willing and able and healthy to. And then your first baseman, Combs and Craddock. I mean, you've got guys that are too deep at each position.
Consistency is what has helped Charlottesville get back from the worst stretch in franchise history to begin the season at 0-7. Gibson fires in a fastball to begin the at-bat with Graham for strike 1.
Yeah, I mean, I think really the fact that they were able to get some consistent pitching after that stretch was what really helped them. They had to throw position players in those first few games, and that didn't help. You gave up a walk-off home run to this team, Culpeper, and when you had Ben Cardone having to throw in the bottom of the 10th, it's hard to win games like that. The fact that they almost won a game like that is incredible, but you think, what if they had pitching? What if they had guys that could come in late in games? Could they have won 2 games, 3 games? Then we wouldn't even be talking about clinching playoffs.
Big swing and a miss from Graham at the high heat from Gibson, and it's 0-2. And you talk about the early season, Landon. Subtract the month of May from Charlottesville, and they are a 16-13 team who have clearly shown improvement from a stretch at the early part of the season that doesn't define them.
Yeah, we saw this last year, too. The Sox started out, I think it was 3-9, so they were in a hole as well.
2 pitch, Graham tardy on it, but still manages to get it back to it and foul it away.
And even though they were slow to start, we all know what happened at the end. They got to the championship series. They rattled off, I think it was a stretch, what was it, 8-2?
8-2 after the 3-9 start.
Incredible. And that was because the pitching got better, the hitting really came alive, and we saw that team became a slugging team late in the season.
Gibson will throw over to first to keep Rogers honest. Still an 0-2 count with 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. Only 1 hit for both of these squads. Rogers just provided the first for Culpeper. Tommy Lansness singled in his first at-bat for Charlottesville. Another throw over. Combs won't even apply the tag as Rogers slides in safely.
Unlimited throw-overs in the VBL, so Gibson and Combs can play catch as long as they would like.
Good job of Gibson holding Rogers on, something that young pitchers tend to struggle with. Gibson doing a good job here. 0-2 pitch, bends outside. Graham thought about swinging, but kept the bat on his shoulders for ball 1.
Yeah, Graham comes from Ferrum College, played 16 games there, batted .303. This is only his 3rd game for Culpeper this season, so a very, very late addition.
Native of Warrenton, Virginia, same hometown as Sox first baseman Luke Craddock. He pops that one up back over the press box, and it remains a 1-2 count. Good battle from Graham here against Gibson.
Yeah, and Gibson and Graham, this is the 2nd time already that we've seen a good battle between the Cavaliers batters and Gibson the 2nd on the bump.
Gibson takes a deep breath, throws back over as Rogers scoots in.
2nd time around, they're starting to figure Gibson's stuff out a little bit more. He's still dealing pretty well, getting that weak contact, but not as seamless as we saw the first go-around.
Out of the stretch. The 1-2 pitch from Gibson is again popped foul. Graham continues this 1-2 count battle with Gary Gibson. Rogers over at first base runner for the Cavaliers tonight. 1-2 again. Graham once more spoils a pitch to stay in this at-bat.
This is a game of chess right now between Gibson the 2nd and Matthew Graham. I want to see Gibson try and get Graham to chase with something off speed. He's been throwing in the zone a lot, and Graham's expecting it.
Gibson challenging the righty Graham in this at-bat. Graham managing to stay in it. The 1-2. Breaking ball grounded over to second. Campy goes to short for 1. McCory's turn throw to first in time. 4-6-3 spinning double play for Xavier McCory. And it's another technical 1-2-3 inning for Gary Gibson. He's through 4 scoreless here in Charlottesville. We'll head to the bottom of the inning and see if the Sox can get on the board when we come back.
Want to support the Tom Sox? We offer many tiers of sponsorships with numerous benefits. Head to tomsox.org/sponsors to learn more about how you can become a valued partner today. Become a host family today. Host families provide players with a home away from home while building connections that go beyond baseball. Discover the lasting impact that host families have on the team and our community at tomsox.org/host-families. Contribute to Charlottesville Community Baseball today. As a 501c3 nonprofit organization, your support helps the Charlottesville Tom Sox create unforgettable memories and develop baseball's future stars right here in Central Virginia. Visit tomsox.org/donate to see how your gift makes a difference. Don't miss a single moment of Tom Sox baseball. Check out tomsox.org/schedule to see when the team is back in action.
It's been a pitching duel here in Charlottesville, and despite what many people would have thought it to be, it's 0-0 after 3.5. Credit to Alexander Crutter and Gary Gibson II for keeping this one spotless.
Many people, meaning us too. And I'm sure others, maybe even Culpeper and Charlottesville coming into today, looking at how short the roster is for the Cavaliers, they thought they were going to have an easy ride. No, far from it. And it's going to have to be.
As Grayson McCullum swings and taps the first pitch back up the middle for a leadoff single and a leadoff base runner for the Sox in the home half of the fourth. But I absolutely agree with you, Landon, on this point. A very thin roster for Culpeper and a team that Charlottesville's had a ton of success against at home. They're 2-0 this season. But so far, Culpeper definitely fighting and clawing, much like Covington. Two teams with very thin rosters, but guys that just want to go out and compete, keep things tough.
Yeah, and I was going to say it's going to have to be McCollum that's going to start the spark, and sure enough, he did, a comebacker.
Crutter fires in a fastball to Combs and misses inside. He's behind 1-0.
But you're exactly right. With how tight the standings are, and Charlottesville has the chance again to close out a series on the winning side against another South Division team, which means they would have it against Culpeper, Covington, Harrisonburg, and Stanton.
Every team besides the Waynesboro Generals, who hold a 5-0 record against Charlottesville this season.
It's incredible. They have had the Tom Sox number this season, but it's not easy to beat a team in the regular season.
Combs sends that one a mile high into the air. Hank Matson will get a beat on it and make the catch for the first out. Good bounce back from Crutter after the leadoff single to get an out. He'll get a left-on-left matchup against Tommy Lansness.
I was going to say, it's a lot harder to beat a team multiple games in a row in the playoffs than it is in the regular season. And if law of large numbers happen, the Sox are due for a couple wins against the Generals should they meet in the later rounds of the playoffs.
Waynesboro would face Culpeper if the season ended today. A win for Harrisonburg could push them into the fourth and final VBL South playoff spot. Generals have lost some of their best talents. Greg Caban departing. Still some great players for Mike Galino and company. Crutter finds the outside with an off-speed offering for strike one to Lansness, who's 1 for 1 today with a single and an error from Brayton Good out in left field, who, apart from that, hasn't seen much action, which is probably good for Zach Smith and Culpeper. Lansness turns away from an off-speed offering from Crutter that nearly clipped him and equals the count at 1.
And speaking of the Generals, they're down 1-0 to the Covington Lumberjacks in the top of the second. Harrisonburg and Stanton tied scoreless in the top of the second.
Call him off of first. The 1-1 pitch to Lansness is just off the outside for a ball. Make it a 2-1 count to the center fielder from Charlottesville.
And Covington's actually a team that's had Waynesboro's number. I don't know the exact numbers on the series, but it's pretty tight.
You go back to the early season where Hunter DePriest and two other Lumberjack pitchers pitched a complete game shutout against the Generals, only allowing 2 hits, which is one of the rarer occasions of that early season's Generals team not having a response to its opponent. 3-1 count to the lefty Lansness. We'll call him off of first. Crutter gets his sign and delivers from the stretch. A fastball that finds the edge for a strike.
So Waynesboro currently holds a 3-2 lead over the Lumberjacks in the season series. So it could be tied by the end of tonight, and that would be incredible for the last place team to actually have an even season series with the best team in the league.
It would be monumental for the Lumberjacks in their late playoff push. Full count pitch misses for ball 4. Tommy Lansness puts himself on base. Now 2 men on for the DH Aiden Harris.
First walk issued by any pitcher today, Charlottesville or Culpeper, and the first time that any team has had more than one base runner. We'll see if the Sox can take advantage, especially with just 1 out.
Harris 0 for 1, went down swinging in his first at-bat. His first look at Alexander Crutter. Harris also batting .417 versus lefties this season. Crutter misses in the lefty batter's box to begin the count with the righty Harris.
If you're Harris, the one thing you want to avoid is any ground balls up the middle, unless you're splitting it between the gap of short and second.
He's ahead of Crutter in this count. Good opportunity for Charlottesville to get their first run of the ball game. 1-0. Harris fouls that one back, hits off the mask of Graham, but he seems no worse for wear. That just makes it a 1-1 count.
Harris has a lot of power. Wouldn't be surprised if he's looking to pull it to left field to test the glove skills of Good. We saw them falter early on with Lansness dropping the single. We'll see if he can attack that area again.
It's been good for Culpeper that the ball has not gone Good's way in left field. He's been relatively untested. Breaking ball from Crutter, bends a little too far inside. It's now a 2-1 count to Harris. Midlothian, Virginia native, returning closer to his hometown. His commitment to the VCU Golden Rams. He takes a fastball for strike 2. That VCU team, talented bunch that won the A-10 and were competitive in the Chapel Hill Regional, which featured the eventual national runner-ups in North Carolina.
Yeah, and that regional was stacked. ECU, Tennessee, VCU, and North Carolina.
2-2 pitch from Crutter. He'll miss outside to run the count full.
And that North Carolina team full of former Tom Sox, Perry Hargett, Lee Sowers, and Tim Lawson.
All 3 of those guys, incredible human beings as well as incredible players in the stretch run for Charlottesville last year to the VBL Championship. Full count now to Aiden Harris. 3-2 pitch. Is inside for ball 4. So Crutter walks the bases loaded with 2 consecutive Tommy Lansness and Aiden Harris. And an opportunity for Harris and Campy with 3 men on, and quickly we'll have a mound visit for Crutter. And this is a spot where Culpeper doesn't want to be. They want to get as much length as they can out of Crutter, especially with how thin they are in the bullpen.
Yeah, and speaking of the bullpen, there is crickets over there in left field. There is nothing going on.
Well, we have a second. We'll talk about this earlier today, and Landon, I know you weren't there, but we were able to take intern batting practice this morning, and it was a fun time. I got to take a few swings. It felt like I was a baseball player again, alongside Ben McCormick, Matt Becker, Edison Varanian, Alexander Moody, and a couple other interns who came out, Brian Portney as well. And it was a fun time. We got to be baseball players once more for a day, and that's something that at this point in our lives and at this point in our careers doesn't happen that often. We got to be kids again for a day. That's the beauty of baseball.
Yeah, it's always good to, let yourself live a little bit. A lot of the time, there's a lot of prep that goes on with broadcast, and you work on game notes for hours upon hours. So I'm sure getting out here, being able to enjoy yourself with the other interns, take your mind off all the the broadcasting stuff, which is fun in its own right. It's always a good time.
A lot of line drives, which is something that Top Sox need here from Harrison Campy. The base is loaded. First pitch to him is a called strike on the outside corner.
And right now, a line drive, a deep fly ball would also do the trick just to get the Sox on the board. That's all you want.
First time really any team has threatened in this one. 0-1 to Campy with the bases loaded. Quickly now 0-2 as Crutter finds the zone, puts the second baseman behind.
Yeah, still no movement going on in that Culpeper bullpen. I assume they're going to try and let Crutter finish off this inning, but it could get ugly real quick.
From the stretch, the 0-2. Campy lines it into left field. It drops in for a base hit. Good on the run, picks it up, but Lansness already around third. He'll score. Harris to third. He's in safely, and Campy into second. And it's a 2 RBI base knock for Harrison Campy to make it 2-0 Sox.
You spoke it into existence, Luke. That's exactly what you needed out of Harrison Campy in a big spot. It pushes 2 runners now into scoring position still for the Tom Sox, and Christian Dewey with that whole right side opened up.
Quickly, Culpeper realizing the situation they're in, bringing the infield in against Christian Dewey, preventing, as best they can, any more runners to cross. First pitch to Dewey is a breaking ball that bends away from him, misses the zone. It's 1-0.
Yeah, they're all in that grass. They're not even really in the dirt anymore. The entire infield staying way in. They're trying to prevent anything from coming back home.
See if Dewey can lift one over their heads and bring in another run for the Sox. 1-0 pitch, clipping the outside corner for a strike. Big spot for Dewey. You talked about how his confidence has been building every single appearance he gets in the lineup. This is a spot where the confidence could shine through. Crutter kicks and fires the 1-1. Dewey taps it foul back to the screen. He's down to his last strike.
Yeah, Dewey's just going to look to be patient in this at-bat. Still waiting on that pitch to pull it down that right field line, but with that infield in, you've got to be careful on where you place it because these guys have cat-like reflexes on the infield.
Dewey is 1 for 3 in left-on-left situations this season. Rich base on a hit by pitch earlier in the third inning. 1-2. Dewey just manages to stay alive, hit off the glove of Graham behind the dish, but he couldn't hold on. So Dewey will reset himself. 1-2 the count. 2 men on for Charlottesville, 2 already across for the Sox in the home half of the 4th inning. Crutter out of the stretch. Delivers the 1-2. Dewey skies it foul over towards the car park, and it remains 1-2.
I have to imagine this Culpeper coaching staff is worrying a little bit about what this could mean for their pitching staff later on. If you're Culpeper, you'd like to see Crutter get through multiple innings. He's already gone through 3 1/3, but it's looking bleak right now.
1-2. Dewey takes as it misses well outside. Count even 2 apiece. Take you around the Valley League. Harrisonburg up over Stanton 3-0 in the bottom of the 2nd at Moxie Memorial Stadium. Covington 2-0 still over Waynesboro in the top of the 2nd. Those are the 2 games to keep an eye on. Elsewhere, Woodstock picks up the win over Winchester in a suspended game, 2-0. Dewey spoils the 2-2 to stay in this count. Matthew Graham takes a hit there from the pitch and takes a second. Home plate umpire Mike Mackey will request some more baseballs, and Chris Fortunato delivers. The umpiring crew for today haven't had to mention their name as the ball's been put in play a ton. Mike Mackey behind the dish with Greg John at first and James Love over at third.
Not nearly as much drama as we had in the last home contest with the umpires.
2-2 again from Crutter. On the outside and in the dirt to run the count full. Good at-bat from Christian Dewey here to work it full.
Was 1-2, now it's 3-2. Included a couple of fouls in there. It's a 7-pitch at-bat right now.
Crutter looking to stop any more runs from crossing for the Sox. The 3-2 to Dewey is down in the dirt for ball 4. And a great at-bat from Christian Dewey to load the bases again for Charlottesville.
It's the 3rd walk issued by Crutter in this inning, and it's the 3rd of his outing. He didn't have any walks coming into this inning, and now 3 walks, bases loaded again. Last time that happened Campy knocked in a 2 RBI double, and Cafferillo has extra base potential.
Cafferillo will get a shot against the lefty Crutter. Dom batting .375 in 16 chances against left-handed pitching this season.
It's a pretty good number.
Backward strikeout in his first at-bat. It was Crutter's fourth of the evening. These two last faced off. 1-0 to Dom. Upstairs for ball 2. Crutter trying to battle back into this count, or else he'll be in danger of losing ball 4 and walking in a run. He's not able to find the zone here. He does so as Cafferillo swings over top of it for a strike.
Yeah, Crutter got him to chase on that outside edge there. They're really trying to limit balls from going into Good's area in left field. If anything, make him go opposite.
Upwards of 70 pitches now for Alexander Crutter in this outing. Here in the bottom of the 4th. Bases loaded for Charlottesville. 1 out. 2-1 pitch right down the middle for Crutter, and it's now 2-2. Sox would love to add on to what they've already got in this inning. 2 runs came in courtesy of the base knock from Harrison Campy. Bases juiced. Crutter delivers the 2-2. Cafferillo takes a breaking ball at the knees for a ball to run the count full again.
Crutter's collegiate statistics this past season at DeSalles College, he had 1 game in which he pitched over 70 pitches, and that was 82. His next highest, Luke, 57.
Came against Bridgewater College, school of Lucas Cash and his Culpeper teammate Hunter Coville, as he finds the zone with a breaking ball for strike 3 looking. Second K of the night for Cafferillo, and the second out of the 4th inning for Crutter.
And also looking, again, not swinging. I'm a bit surprised that Cafferillo didn't try and swing there as he slams his bat in the dugout. It's frustrating when you can't capitalize on a bases-loaded situation, but there's a lot of ball game to be left, and you're going to get more at-bats.
Bachman popped out on his first pitch he saw in the last at-bat, all the way into right field to Braden Weaver. This time he'll be in the count for a little bit longer as Crutter misses upstairs for a ball.
At this point, a walk would score, and Bachman's got to have that in his mind. Patience is the best virtue right now.
Crutter behind in a 1-0 count, looking for the 3rd out to get out of this inning. 1-0 to Bachman. It's golfed into center field. Matson will retreat back, but he'll pull up and make the catch for the 3rd and final out. So the Sox get 2, courtesy of a double from Harrison Campy. That's all they can do as they leave the bases stranded in the home half of the 4th. We'll head to the 5th with Gary Gibson out for another inning of work when we come back on the Sox Broadcast Network.
Want to support the Tom Sox? We offer many tiers of sponsorships with numerous benefits. Head to tomsox.org/sponsors to learn more about how you can become a valued partner today. Become a host family today. Host families provide players with a home away from home while building connections that go beyond baseball. Discover the lasting impact that host families have on the team and our community at tomsox.org/host-families. Contribute to Charlottesville Community Baseball today. As a 501c3 nonprofit organization, your support helps the Charlottesville Tom Sox create unforgettable memories and develop baseball's future stars right here in Central Virginia. Visit tomsox.org/donate to see how your gift makes a difference. Don't miss a single moment of Tom Sox baseball. Check out tomsox.org/schedule to see when the team is back in action. Learn from the best this summer. Join Tom Sox players and coaches in our annual summer camp.
Gary Gibson has faced the minimum through 4 innings here at the show, and he'll do battle with 4, 5, and 6 for Culpeper in the top of the 5th inning with Wilyer Casana, Noah Burnham, and Braden Weaver trying to break that streak.
Yeah, Gibson the second induced a Matthew Graham double play. That's what ended the inning and kept that 1-2-3, 1-2-3, 1-2-3 streak going. We'll see if he can continue that through this inning as well.
He's gotten ahead of hitters early, and he does so against Casana as he swings and misses for strike 1.
Casana is not one of the premier bats for this Culpeper team. He's just batting 118 through 9 games and has an on-base percentage of 189.
A 1 pitch from Gibson. It's lined right back up the middle, and as soon as you say that, Landon, he finds his way on base with a single and a leadoff base runner for the Cavs in the top of the 5th.
I don't think I'm going to say anything for this next at-bat. I think they'd just be better off maybe not talking. That did not go well. Casana, that is only his 5th hit of the entire season with the Culpeper Cavaliers. In a big spot, looking to get back into this contest after letting up 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th, which could have been way more. They left the bases loaded.
That's the way Culpeper wants to start. Turn things over to Noah Burnham. Burnham takes a first pitch fastball for strike 1 from Gibson.
And even though Gibson slowed down on the pitching scale, he's still locating the fastball pretty often. You can see a couple of pitchers loosely getting warm. No balls are being thrown in the bullpen, but arms are being stretched out.
From the stretch, the 0-1 from Gibson, just a tad high. Evens the count at 1 apiece. Gibson is interesting with the way he works out of the stretch. He can go from a longer variation of his stretch or can go to the quick pitch, which is something we've seen from a couple guys in the league all season long. Quick pitch is there and misses in the dirt for ball 2.
Yeah, it throws the batter off, keeps, in this case, Noah Burnham on his toes. But the problem with the quick pitch is you kind of lose a bit of that control element.
Especially with a runner on first and Casana, Gibson certainly being mindful of the man on the base paths. 2-1 to Burnham is lined into left field. And just like that, Culpeper's got 2 knocks. Casana around second, digging for third. Bachman's throw is in time. Braden Bachman picks up another outfield assist as he gets Casana for being too greedy for out number 1.
Yeah, greedy is an understatement. I mean, that ball was not hit deep into the left field, and Bachman has a cannon of an arm out there, and as soon as he saw Casana digging for third, I think the flashlights went on in his mind. I'm going to get him, and he got him by a long shot.
Noah Burnham was able to advance to second on the throw, so it still does give Culpeper a runner in scoring position. However, they'll trade an out for the extra base. Braden Weaver will come to the plate.
Former Tom Sock up to bat.
First pitch to Weaver is a swing and a miss. Nice off-speed offering from Gibson for strike 1. Weaver didn't record a hit with the Tom Sox in 2025, was a solid defensive piece in the early stretch for the Sox, where they struggled at that 3-9 beginning of the season. 1 to Weaver, down in the dirt, good scoop from Caffarillo. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike to the right fielder.
And this season's been different for Weaver. He's batting 184, so still below that Mendoza line, but 17 RBIs and 3 home runs.
16 runs produced as well, and a consistent contributor in that Cavalier lineup. He watches strike 2 from Gibson, and it's now a 1-2 count. He's down to his last strike.
And so when he gets on base, he's a problem, but it's the getting on base that's a little bit of an issue with just a 184 batting average and 8 walks to 18 strikeouts.
Burnham on second. Gibson goes to the stretch and gets a strikeout of Braden Weaver as he dropped in a changeup that Weaver couldn't connect on for out number 2.
It's Gibson's 4th strikeout of the contest. A guy that did not come into the contest with many strikeouts. He's doing pretty well so far.
Cavaliers' last chance in the top half of the 5th is Tyler Bieniek. Flew out to left field in his first opportunity. Scratch that, Ryan Mannion, who watches a fastball on the outer edge for a ball.
Coming into today, Gibson the second, just 2 strikeouts in 3 appearances. Now he's got 6 with 4 in this outing.
Trying to strand a runner at second. 1-0 pitch is lined the other way into right field. Dewey fields it on a hop and throws to the plate. runner coming home. Throw is cut off by Combs. And a second throw to Caffarillo, not in time.
I don't think Combs realized that a runner was coming around third. It was an aggressive run by Noah Burnham, and it paid off for him, but I think there's just a little bit of miscommunication between Caffarillo and Combs there.
Cavaliers get on the board, and it's a 2-1 game, courtesy of the single from Mannion. Now Tyler Bieniek gets the opportunity with 2 outs in the top of the 5th. Bieniek swings and fouls the first pitch back off the screen.
And you can see Randy Tomlin, beginning to pace a little bit outside of his dugout. I think he's thinking of when to go out and talk to Gibson the second.
Gibson trying to get through 5 innings of work. Zap that to Bieniek. Fastball runs up high, and it's 1-1.
You get him through 5 full, though, and then you can really pick and choose what you want to do with your bullpen from after that, or try and let Gibson the second go for as long as he can.
Left on right for Bieniek. One pitch to him is swung on and missed. Went to the fastball, got it by him. So 1 strike away from Gibson finishing 5 full innings and exiting with the lead. He gets his sign. He's ready with the 1-2. The stretch, the pitch, swing and a miss. 5 full innings for Gary Gibson, and he strands a runner at second to keep the Sox ahead 2-1. That'll be all for me on play-by-play tonight, folks. We'll turn it over to Landon Weaver for the rest of the way. Stick around, and don't go anywhere as the Tom Sox hold a 2-1 lead after 4.5. We'll be back with more Sox baseball on the Sox Broadcast Network.
Stay connected with the Tom Sox. Follow at Seville Tom Sox on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and X for the latest team updates and primetime content. Explore our redesigned website at TomSox.org for everything Tom Sox baseball, and sign up for our no-cost email newsletter.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Cho Airport Field. Landon Weaver alongside Luke Stefanisco. It's been a fun day so far. The Tom Sox against the Culpeper Cavaliers. It's 2-1 and a low-scoring affair, not what we expected.
Absolutely not, especially with a thin bullpen from Culpeper. They've been able to really hold on, and that's credit to what Alexander Crutter has done on the mound. He's limited this Charlottesville team that, despite being patient, hasn't found the hit totals that I think they would have wanted to drive Crutter out of the game, and he's been able to minimize the damage. Still a chance for Charlottesville to chase him out of the game, especially with the pitch count in this inning.
Just 2 runs on 3 hits for the Tom Sox so far, and most of that coming in the bottom of the 4th when the Sox had bases loaded, but then Caffarillo and Bachman struck out and flew out respectively to end the inning with the bases loaded. It's Xavier McCory up to bat for the Sox right now. Back up to the top of the order as he takes a second pitch ball, 1-1. So far, McCory 0 for 2 today with a strikeout that came all the way back in the first at-bat for the Tom Sox today. Crutter into his 5th inning of work and a limited bullpen for the Cavaliers. It's important that he goes even longer than 5, maybe 6, maybe 7.
Yeah, you're going to need as much as you can out of Crutter, considering that the next few games for Culpeper are going to be incredibly important, including the doubleheader tomorrow against Covington. I mean, you're going to have to find guys that maybe haven't pitched in a long time to finish off those 2 games if things don't go your way tonight.
The 2-1 dribbles away from Graham behind the plate. 3-1 hitters count for Xavier McCory, who's yet to register a base knock today. McCory leads the Tom Sox with on-base percentage and OPS. Gets on base nearly 50% of the time. Takes the 3-1 pitch inside and gets on base again, this time a 5-pitch walk.
That's the kind of at-bat that Xavier McCory is so good at working, is those close pitches that he's able to take effectively and work his way on base. That's why you want a guy like Xavier McCory in your leadoff spot, is he provides so much more than just a bat. He's able to work his way on base and score runs.
McCollum singled and got around to score in the bottom of the 4th to give the Sox an early 1-0 lead. Swings and misses at Crutter's first offering. McCollum, one of the best players on this Tom Sox lineup.
Absolutely, and you just see it in the statistics. I mean, you delve into it. Leads the team in hits, tied for the team lead in RBIs. Just a very consistent guy in both the field and at the plate. He gets things done.
McCollum lifts one up, center field. Mannion from the second base position coming in as well, but it's Matson a sliding grab to get the first out of the bottom of the 5th, retiring one of the better bats on this Tom Sock lineup with McCory over on first.
And well, you still turn it over to Caden Combs, who had some pretty loud flyouts, and I think with the way that game against Covington went on Monday, every time he puts bat to ball here at Show Airport Field, people's eyes kind of dart to the sky to see if it's enough for a home run. Guy that's certainly capable of doing it, but consistent at-bats is what he's worked since he's gotten to Charlottesville.
2 home runs, both scoring multiple runners as McCory takes off for second, slides head first, and gets in safely as the ball skips away from Rogers at shortstop. Another stolen bag from McCory, another category that he leads the Sox in.
He's been prolific at that. And again, being around a guy like Will Yao, who's been incredible with speed and incredible as a stolen base guy, he's filled that void that Charlottesville hasn't had with Will Yao being gone.
That's stolen base number 18 for Xavier McCory. Puts himself in the scoring position with the big bat of Caden Combs at the plate. That pitch misses outside, 2-0. Lefty on righty action for Caden Combs to work with Alexander Crutter still working. He's gone 4 1/3 so far, trying to match Gibson stride for stride, who has also been equally as phenomenal on the Tom Sox side. Combs fouls off the pitch, 2-1.
Combs batting .286 with runners in scoring position this season. Again, it's just simple as finding a gap. He's bounced a couple this season that have resulted in base hits. It's really all it is for Caden Combs, is just hitting the ball hard and hitting it somewhere where the fielders won't have an easy opportunity at it.
Crutter checking on McCory at second, now fires the pitch, and Combs skies it way high and out of play. This season versus left-handed pitchers, Combs batting a staggering .417 in 24 at-bats. McCory still in scoring position on second base. Here's a soft chopper lined over the head of Mannion at short. McCory rounds third, heading home. There's not going to be a throw, and it's a 3-1 ball game for the Sox, an RBI single for Caden Combs.
Well, there you go. Just like I said, it isn't going to be the prettiest thing from Caden Combs a lot of the time. And that one right there kind of ran in on the handle, but he still managed to fight it off. That's how strong Caden Combs is as a hitter, and it pays to have a guy that's that strong to fight a pitch off like that to find some green grass.
It's Caden Combs' first hit in a matter of a couple of games that is not a home run. A single to score McCory and put the Sox up 3-1. Now it's Tommy Lansness up to bat. This part of the lineup, Luke, is meaty with the amount of hitters that can get you extra bases, bring runners home. There's a lot of potential right now to score some runs. Lefty on lefty action with Lansness in the batter's box. First 2 pitches misses inside and outside, 2-0.
And then you run down the lineup at this point. McCollum leads the team in doubles. Lansness has a home run and 7 doubles right behind him. Combs 3 home runs, tied for the team lead. It's a almost murderer's row of hitters these pitchers have to face.
quickly 3-0. Big hitters count coming up for Tommy Lansness with Caden Combs on first. And even though he's 6'4", 260, he can move around those bases with pace.
Yeah, he's stolen a couple bags this year. We've seen him run the bases in big moments as well. And the key to this part of the lineup as well, Landon, they're not one-dimensional.
Finally, a strike from Crutter on the lower half. And you're right, these guys can all do multiple facets of what's needed from a hitter and a base runner. They have speed, they have patience, and they have good bat-to-ball skills. Combs 4 stolen bags on the season for the Tom Sox. 3-1 pitch. Lansness takes a 5-pitch walk, and runners on first and second for another big bat, Aiden Harris, to try and take advantage of.
Yeah, and the multidimensional aspect of this lineup allows for a guy like Combs to hit a single and Lansness to walk, and then you have Aiden Harris, a guy who's walked a ton, and a guy that's hit a home run on the season that can bring in multiple runs at a time. Now if you're Culpeper, I think you definitely have to start considering a potential move soon if you have the arms.
You can see a couple of guys going over to that bullpen in left field for Culpeper. Combs moving around behind Crutter. Harris swinging a miss on the first pitch he sees. Today he's walked and struck out, so 0 for 1. One of 5 walks that Crutter has issued in just the last inning and a third. Swing and a miss, 0-2.
Yeah, now this is the test for Harris. Behind 0-2, can you battle back? Can you work the count? Can you drive the runs in? Certainly a tough ask in an 0-2 count, but he's a guy that's capable of doing it.
Check swing over to first, and Lance Helt says that Harris went around. A 3-pitch strikeout, and Harris retired in a big spot.
But it definitely isn't dead yet with Campy, who has had 2 solid pieces of contact. No, the first one resulted in a double play, but very easily could have been extra bases and an RBI for Campy in that first at-bat had it gotten past Madsen.
Campy coming into today, 1 for 2 with runners in scoring position. Had a big hit earlier in the contest with runners on to score a run with an RBI or 2 RBI double. Campy fouls off that first pitch. It's 0-1. Umpires today, Mike Mackey behind the plate. Lance Heltz over on first and James Love on third. Crutter's 0-1 to Campy. Upstairs 1-1. And Campy he's a patient at bat. He's not gonna put the ball in play in the first pitch that he sees. He's a seasoned veteran, having come from Wofford. They know how to generate good talent from over there, and you can see it when he comes up to bat. High fly ball, infield deep. Coming over to get it is the first baseman, Beanick, and he makes the catch. Sox retired, but not before they put one more run up on the board. It's 3-1 in favor of Charlottesville as we head into the 6th.
Want to support the Tom Sox? We offer many tiers of sponsorships with numerous benefits. Head to tomsox.org/sponsors to learn more about how you can become a valued partner today. Become a host family today. Host families provide players with a home away from home while building connections that go beyond baseball. Discover the lasting impact that host families have on the team and our community at tomsox.org/host-families. Contribute to Charlottesville Community Baseball today. As a 501c3 nonprofit organization, your support helps the Charlottesville Tom Sox create unforgettable memories and develop baseball's future stars right here in Central Virginia. Visit tomsox.org/donate to see how your gift makes a difference. Don't miss a single moment of Tom Sox baseball. Check out tomsox.org/schedule to see when the team is back in action. Learn from the best.
New pitcher in for the Tom Sox as they make a call to the bullpen. It's Nolan Bethel out on the mound relieving Gary Gibson II.
Yeah, and this is a move for Randy Tomlin. Hopefully get 2 to 3 out of Nolan Bethel, who's done it a couple times this season. His first appearance was as a starter all the way back on May 30th against Culpeper in that wild game. The Sox would end up losing in extra innings courtesy of a Johnny Sutrick home run. Since then, Bethel's kind of bounced around as a mid-inning guy, a late-inning guy, but he's pitched 9 innings with a 3.86 ERA, 4 strikeouts, and 5 walks in 4 appearances for the Sox.
Relieves Gary Gibson II after 5 complete innings, allowing 4 hits, a run that was earned with no walks, and 5 strikeouts. As we've said, every outing he's gotten a bit better and really showcased his stuff today. First batter for Nolan Bethel is Brayton Good, a guy that came into today maybe thinking he'd pitch. Nope, he's playing left field and batting ninth for Culpeper.
Still not out of the equation that he pitches. He
That is
hasn't
true.
pitched in a very long time for Culpeper, and with their need for arms, he's a guy that can get it done.
Bethel's first pitch to Good. Heater that just missed upstairs, but a lot of pop off of that fingertip. Bethel working with the battery of Caffarillo, and Good fouls off the second offering 1-1.
That foul ball is brought to you by Taylor's Auto Body. Brookway
Good
Drive,
was
Phillips,
retired with a quick strikeout by Gary Gibson II, his first and only time up today, and he made it look easy. Bethel's 1-1. Swing and a miss. And the last time, hypothetically, that Brayton Good would have hit would have come all the way back in high school.
Yeah, so it's been a while. I'm sure he's taken BP here and there, as most POs do, but live at-bat's probably a different story.
The 1-2. Good lifts it into left field. Bachman chasing towards it, and it drops for a base hit. Good rounding first, heading to second, and it's a stand-up double for the left fielder.
How about that, right? When we say Brayton Good, not much experience. Wasn't the prettiest swing, but it doesn't have to be. As long as you can get your way on base, it works. That's what Culpeper needs right now, base runners and runs. And that's a great start from Good there.
And it looked like Bachman was playing really in that left field position. Didn't have enough time to chase over and grab that flying ball. Brings up top of the order Nick Matson, who will look to drive home Brayton Good, who's over on second base. First pitch fastball at 87. Misses below the zone. Bethel's, since he's come in, Luke, you can tell that his fastball and Gibson II's fastball a lot different in their velocity, but Gibson early on had the better location. As Bethel misses on the first couple of offerings to Nick Matson, both low and high. Two balls and no strikes to the leadoff batter for Culpeper, Nick Matson. A chance to get the Cavaliers back into this contest. He fouls off the 2-0 offering.
And stops and balls leaving the playing field can be dangerous. Please be alert at all times.
Bethel, one of the members of Kennesaw State that have been on this roster, along with Grayson McCollum and formerly Sam Summerlin. The 2-1 pitch, curveball misses outside, 3-1. With no outs and a runner on second, Bethel needing to get a strikeout or just an out here against Nick Matson. Eight RBIs for the Cavaliers this season. Matson fouls back the 3-1 offering. It's a full count pitch coming up from Bethel.
This is the big at-bat in the long run of this game. Bethel's able to get an out. The odds that Good's able to come across safely drop by a pretty huge margin. So this is a big-time pitch for Bethel to record an out without letting Good advance.
Here's the full count pitch. Misses down low, and Matson gets on base with a walk. Runners on first and second. The tying run now on first, and Nick Matson and Joey Rogers a chance to get back into this game for Culpeper, or even it, maybe take the lead if he can go deep. It's a game that the Sox have had chances to get ahead, get further ahead, but they haven't taken those opportunities just yet.
Again, still in a good spot. Now the double play is in order for Charlottesville. So you're going to have your infield back at DP depth. If you can get 2 outs in one batter, you take that, even if it advances Good over to third. Or if you can get Good as the lead runner out, that helps as well.
Just waiting on Mike Mackey behind the plate to finish writing something in his book. Charges a mound visit to Randy Tomlin and company. And we're about ready to get back into play with Joey Rogers, the 2-hole batter for Culpeper, trying to get Culpeper back into this contest. He's got 17 RBIs on the season. Bethel needs an out. The pitch. Fastball catches the lower half, 88. That's what he's been searching for since he's come in, that low fastball to freeze the batters, and it froze Rogers right there for an 0-1 count. Good is off of second, Nick Matson off of first. Rogers chops it to McCory at short. They're going to try and turn 2. Rogers tags, and the throw is not given over to Combs at first. So they get the runner at second base out. Runners now on the corners, and no score yet for Culpeper. It's still 3-1 Sox.
Well, it's not the worst outcome. Again, double play depth will still be in order in the infield, though I do think Culpeper will want to get Joey Rogers in motion to avoid that. And a good bounce back from Bethel to get an out regardless.
Now Matthew Graham, one of the newer additions, and now looking at the roster, you kind of understand Culpeper needed somebody to fill in the position of catcher, and Matthew Graham has come in and done just that, as Randy Tomlin is having a conversation with James Love over on first base.
I believe that Randy could be arguing about interference at second, as it seemed that Nick Matson slid in pretty hard at Xavier McCory on the bag. And they're going to have an umpire conference, and we've seen interference be discussed before. Go back to late June when Elijah Williams slid in hard at second and caught Xavier McCory on the cleat, and that resulted in an interference call and an out at first base. Very well could see something like that here.
You can see on your screen James Love, Lance Heltz, and Mike Mackey conferring maybe about what you're talking about, Luke. It was Nick Matson who slid in over at second base, and the umpires returned to their positions. Nothing was said, no harm, no foul. Still an out, and still runners on the corners for Culpeper with 1 out and a 2-run lead for Charlottesville in this pivotal game as we head down the stretch in the Valley Baseball League regular season. Game 33 for Charlottesville, game 32 for Culpeper. Both teams trying to get into the playoffs. Here's a tapper over to second base. Campy can't quite collect it, and a run scores for Culpeper. Those are not the plays that you need from the Tom Sox infield tonight.
Yeah, it was definitely a tough play regardless for Harrison Campy, but a play that has to be made in this situation. Now it's a 1-run game, and inning still continues for Bethel against a guy in Casana who's already got a base hit today and could tie it with 1 more swing.
It's the first error for Charlottesville today, something that they've gotten a lot better at reducing as these games have come down the stretch. Bethel delivers a pitch that is tapped over to Combs at first base. He steps on the bag, and that's 2 outs with 2 runners on scoring position. Willard Casana retired, and now it's Noah Burnham up to bat with 2 outs. And the tying run 90 feet away from scoring. Joey Rogers over on third base, and Matthew Graham on second. This has been a difficult inning for Nolan Bethel to come in and work through. But he's gone through 2 outs and just 1 run given up. First pitch fastball catches the strike zone against Noah Burnham. Burnham, a sophomore out of Belmont University, played in 20 games there. He skies this one way up in the air. Combs racing towards it near the dugout, and he makes the catch. Sox keep their lead at 3-2 as we head into the bottom half of the sixth.
Want to support the Tom Sox? We offer many tiers of sponsorships with numerous benefits. Head to tomsox.org/sponsors to learn more about how you can become a valued partner today. Become a host family today. Host families provide players with a home away from home while building connections that go beyond baseball. Discover the lasting impact that host families have on the team and our community at tomsox.org/host-families. Contribute to Charlottesville Community Baseball today. As a 501c3 nonprofit organization, your support helps the Charlottesville Tom Sox create unforgettable memories and develop baseball's future stars right here in Central Virginia. Visit tomsox.org/donate to see how your gift makes a difference. Don't miss a single moment of Tom Sox baseball. Check out tomsox.org/schedule to see when the team is back in action.
Alexander Crutter is still in the contest for Culpeper. He'll try and get through 6 full innings. We see Richie Preston over in the left field bullpen for Culpeper. Not sure if he's getting warm or just playing catch with the left fielder Brayton Good.
Yeah, this is a spot where Culpeper's just going to need Crutter to keep going. At this point, he hasn't showed sign of total decay at the mound, so you want to keep him in there, especially with the lack of arms that you have. He's not fully done just yet, but you kind of have to be wary with this inning, especially this part of the Sox order where things get out of hand quickly, might be out of the game.
Culpeper got on the board in the top of the 5th. The Sox matched them in the bottom. Culpeper again scored in the top of the 6th. We'll see if the Tom Sox can add some insurance to their 1-run lead as Dewey takes a first pitch strike from Crutter on the outside corner.
Preston is one of their best, Landon, so it would make sense to see him getting warm in a spot like this.
We saw him come in, put in some good work against the Tom Sox when they went up to Culpeper County High School last week as Dewey fouls it off 0-2.
Last pitched an inning against Covington on the 11th. Struck out 1 batter, gave up 1 hit, and that was it.
Again, it can't be understated how big of a game this is for Charlottesville. If they were to win and Harrisonburg were to lose tonight, the Tom Sox would clinch the playoffs as Dewey lines a hit right into right center field. A leadoff base knock for Christian Dewey. He's gone on base 3 times today, the first with a base hit.
You talked about it, Landon, the confidence building for Dewey. This is that game culminating everything over the last 2 weeks. Reaching base 3 times, and that single right there. Beautiful example of baseball from Christian Dewey.
Caffarillo calls time. He wants to talk things over with third base and head coach Randy Tomlin. Smart tactic. Caffarillo today 0 for 2 with 2 looking strikeouts. He's quite displeased after that most recent one, so he'll look to right his wrongs right now and advance both him and Dewey across the base paths. Braden Bachman is on deck. Xavier McCory is in the hole for the Sox. Caffarillo shows bunt, lays it right down. Crutter comes over, throws a whopping ball over to first to get Caffarillo out, but it's a productive out. It gets Dewey over to second base. That could have been the conversation between him and Tomlin.
Yeah, that was a designated sacrifice bunt there from Dom Caffarillo. Not the fastest guy in the world, so it wasn't a bunt for a hit situation. He just wanted to get that one down and move Dewey into scoring position, and it gives Braden Bachman, a guy who's put bat on ball twice tonight, a chance to bring him in.
He's flown out to right and center field. He's going to look to put the ball down in play and maybe even get Dewey home to score to add on to this Sox lead. It's 3-2 right now. First pitch right down the middle from Crutter for an 0-1 count. in other news in the VBL, Harrisonburg leads Stanton in the top of the 5th, 6-3. So the Sox would not clinch the playoffs tonight if that result holds. 0-1 count. Crutter deals, and Bachman cuts through it for an 0-2 count. As you mentioned earlier, Bachman's sporting a new bat. It's bright pink, as you can see on your screen. It's pretty hard not to miss.
I didn't see him get it, but, you know, definitely a cool addition to the bat rack for the Sox.
Here's the 0-2. Bachman fouls it off and stays alive. I think it was Culpeper. We saw a very unique bat. I forget who it was.
Lucas Franz.
And it was, what kind of bat was it?
It was a pencil bat. It was one of the pencil bats.
That's what it was. I wish we could have like a bat contest in the Valley Baseball League. Who has the best bat?
Well, it is tough for the different styles of wood bats, but you see some companies get creative, like Bachman's.
Bachman chops one over the head of Kasana at third, and it skips into the outfield. Runners on the corners for the Sox. A bouncing ball over Kasana's head from Bachman. Sees him get on base with a single.
That was interesting. I don't think Randy Tomlin realizes what we do up in the press box, that it is Brayton Good out in left field and not a traditional position player. As for the hold on Dewey there at third, as if it was me, I believe I would have sent Christian Dewey and tested Brayton Good, but regardless, the inning isn't dead for Charlottesville, and they can still get that run across from McCory at the dish.
Just one out. McCory up to bat. He's got that clutch gene, and he gets on base quite a bit. So far today, he's gotten on base once with a walk and got around to score as he takes a first pitch strike down the middle. Loud support from Coy Tomlin, sitting right next to our crowd mic. Runners on the corners for the Sox and a 3-2 lead. McCory again takes in his mouth agape as he sees the call from Mike Mackey behind the plate. It's 0-2, much to his demise.
You can tell typically if Xavier McCory doesn't like the call based on the reaction he gives, which is usually always in view of the camera, considering he turns back to the umpire to either express displeasure or express confusion when he gets a call.
He is quick to show his emotions as he swings through the 0-2 pitch. A swinging strikeout for Xavier McCory, his second today. Brings up Grayson McCollum, the RBI king for the Sox. And on the day, that is strikeout number 7 for Alexander Crutter. So even though his side are trailing, he has had quite the day on the bump, and it is not done by any means necessary. McCollum lines it right into center field. It takes one bounce before hitting Mattson out in center, and Christian Dewey now comes home to score. An RBI single for Grayson McCollum. He just keeps on adding to that tally.
Sox took the roundabout way of getting there. A good job from McCollum to do what he's done all season long. Just go back up the middle. Doesn't have to be the hardest hit baseball in the world. Find some green grass, drive in runs.
He now has sole possession of the RBI lead for the Tom Sox. Tommy Landsness and him were tied at 19 coming into today. McCollum now has 20 after bringing Christian Dewey home. 4-2 Sox lead in the bottom of the 6th. Caden Combs next up to bat. We saw what he did with runners on against Covington. Now he has 2 runners on with Braden Bachman and Grayson McCollum.
Yeah, if you're the Sox, you don't want the inning to stop here. You want to continue to add on. Force Crutter out of the ball game, force Culpeper into an uncomfortable spot with their relievers in the game.
Sox looking for a 2-out rally. And Combs hits it high in the air. Coming over to get it is Weaver in right field. And he retires the side, but not before the Sox again answer the Culpeper Cavaliers with a run of their own as we head into the 7th. Sox still ahead by 2.
Want to support the Tom Sox? We offer many tiers of sponsorships with numerous benefits. Head to tomsox.org/sponsors to learn more about how you can become a valued partner today. Become a host family today. Host families provide players with a home away from home while building connections that go beyond baseball. Discover the lasting impact that host families have on the team and our community at tomsox.org/host-families. Contribute to Charlottesville Community Baseball today. As a 501c3 nonprofit organization, your support helps the Charlottesville Tom Sox create unforgettable memories and develop baseball's future stars right here in Central Virginia. Visit tomsox.org/donate to see how your gift makes a difference. Don't miss a single moment of Tom Sox baseball. Check out tomsox.org/schedule to see when the team is back in action. Learn from the best this summer. Join Tom Sox players and coaches in our...
Sox and the Cavaliers in a battle right now. It's 4-2 at Joe Airport Field. Landon Weaver alongside Luke Stefanisco with you on the Tom Sox Broadcast Network. So glad to have you along with us for the second to last home broadcast of the season.
Time flies, Landon. It's gone by incredibly fast this season, and from 0-7 to 16-16, just a wild ride for Charlottesville.
16-9 through the last 25 games. I mean, we know that the team last year had an 8-2 stretch over 10 games. I don't know if they had a 16-9 stretch, as Braden Weaver softly grounds it over to McCollum at third. The throw to first is there for Combs to get. First out, easy peasy for Braden Weaver.
Grayson McCollum is just so sure-handed at third base, and conversations with people around the organization, talking to Jason Mullins, and he gushed over Grayson McCollum at third base. I mean, it is impressive what he's able to do at the hot corner. Just the hands to be able to read hops and field baseballs the way he does.
Ryan Mannion hit on the first pitch offered by Nolan Bethel in this at-bat, and he gets on first base. Randy Tomlin quick to come out of the dugout and have a conversation with Mike Mackey behind the plate. We'll see if there's another umpire conferation, and there is. Mackey's going to bring Lance Heltz, or not Lance Heltz, Greg John. Is it Lance Heltz? I can never. It's Lance Heltz over on first base, and James Love over on third. Nonetheless, they're going to chat with Mike Mackey. And I didn't get a good look at the pitch, and they confirmed that he is over on first base.
Looked like it just ran in, but certainly tough to tell. Again, the umpires would probably hear better and know better if that pitch hit. But, again, free bag.
So that's a runner on first with one out. Sox again in double play depth. Left-handed batter Tyler Bieniek at the plate. An ugly swing from Bieniek. 0-1 count. Well done by Nolan Bethel to get him looking silly in the batter's box.
That tells him that he's got something working. And in this at-bat against Bieniek, want to be aggressive. Try and get out of the inning if you can. Go back to it.
Would be the first scoreless inning in a couple of frames as Bieniek again swaves and misses at that pitch. A little better looking than the other one, but still, Bethel's in his head in this at-bat. With a runner on first, again, McCory and Campy showing infield depth, trying to turn a double play. Bethel may not give him a chance. The 0-2, wave and a miss, and that's strikeout number one for Nolan Bethel. It's a good way to bounce back after giving up a hit by pitch on the first pitch you offered to Ryan Mannion.
Yeah, especially with the fact that all three pitches were in the zone and fairly non-competitive swings from Bieniek.
It brings up Brayton Good, who hit a double and got around to score in his last at-bat. And I will say it again, even though he's normally a pitcher, he showed off some pretty good bat-to-ball skills. First pitch, wave and a miss. That is 4 straight swinging strikes that Nolan Bethel has induced on this Culpeper Cavaliers squad.
Yeah, he's just started to fire in his fastball, and he's been non-competitive with them ever since. And that just shows you how good his heater is.
Bethel gets his signal and delivers. Swing and a miss again. That is 5 straight. Brayden Gooden in a big spot, trying to keep Culpeper alive and give them a chance to get back into the contest. They trail 4-2. Bethel having something to say about that. The 0-2 offering, wave and a miss. Bethel goes back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning, and the Sox still lead by 2.
No errors and 1 man.
Want to support the Tom Sox? We offer many tiers of sponsorships with numerous benefits. Head to tomsox.org/sponsors to learn more about how you can become a valued partner today. Become a host family today. Host families provide players with a home away from home while building connections that go beyond baseball. Discover the lasting impact that host families have on the team and our community at tomsox.org/host-families. Contribute to Charlottesville Community Baseball today. As a 501c3 nonprofit organization, your support helps the Charlottesville Tom Sox create unforgettable memories and develop baseball's future stars right here in Central Virginia. Visit tomsox.org/donate to see how your gift makes a difference. Don't miss a single moment.
All right, we have stretched. We're ready to go for the bottom of the 7th. Landon Weaver and Luke Stefanisco with you along for the ride as we head into the last third of this contest at Cho Airport Field. New pitcher out on the mound for the Culpeper Cavaliers. It is Richie Preston.
And now batting.
That inning for Nolan Bethel goes a long way for Charlottesville, not just on the defensive side, but on the offensive side. You've got momentum again. You've got a new guy on the mound where you can attack and dictate how you want the rest of this game to go if you're the Sox.
First pitch to Tommy Lansness, finds the top half for a strike. Preston, a righty, taking out Crutter, the lefty, who, even though it's a 4-2 lead for the Tom Sox, Crutter was pretty good.
I say it was an admirable effort from Crutter to keep the Cavaliers in the game, especially with the task of him being sent out there knowing he had to go this length. He accomplished exactly what Culpeper needed and kept them in this game. Now it's up to Preston and the offense to get back the lead and win.
Preston out of West Middlesex, Pennsylvania, delivers the 1-1 pitch, and Lansness fouls it off to the left side. 1-2.
And fast balls leaving the playing field can be dangerous. Please be alert at all times.
Preston on the season, this is his 9th appearance. 13 innings pitched and a 3.46 ERA. So a pretty good arm to have in relief for Culpeper, especially when you're this thin. The 1-2. Down low and misses, 2-2. And I assume for Culpeper, they're going to want to try and have him go the rest of the way.
You'd have to imagine, but if he runs into difficulties, don't really know who they'd be able to bring out. Again, that bullpen is completely empty on the left side for Culpeper.
2-2. Lansness chops. First baseman Beanick gloves, throws back to Preston. Race to the bag, and Preston beats Lansness by a smidge. That's 1 out in the bottom of the 7th, and Sox still ahead by 2.
That's a tough one for Tommy Lansness. Put a good swing on it. Just a really good glove from Beanick to haul that one in and then make a throw over to first, which is tough on the run for any first baseman to make an accurate throw on the run like that.
Aiden Harris digging in, trying to be the first base runner for the Sox in the 7th. Swing and a miss on the first pitch he sees. We can finally close the book on Alexander Crutter, who pitched 6 full innings, 7 hits, 4 runs that were all earned, 5 walks, and 7 strikeouts. The 0-1 from Preston, down the middle for a strike. Anytime you have a pitcher go 6 full, Luke, that really takes a load off of the rest of the bullpen.
Absolutely, and it gives you options out of the bullpen as well. Not just takes relief up, but it gives you a chance to use different guys in different situations depending on the score of the game.
And now it's Richie Preston, who Through 8 appearances, has 14 strikeouts. He's also walked 8 batters, so he has a good ratio in favor of the strikeout. The 1-2 pitch, Graham trying to frame it, but it was just a bit outside to begin with. 2-2. Harris has worked back.
It was a very good location from Preston. Didn't get the call. I think he might want to go back there again, see if he can change the mind of Mackey behind the dish.
2-2 pitch, swing and a miss from Harris. And that's 2 quick outs for Richie Preston to begin with.
This is what Zach Smith and Culpeper needed. If you're going to make a move to the bullpen, it's got to be someone that's lights out and can record outs quick. That's what Preston has done through these first 2 batters.
Campy extended his 4-game hitting streak into a 5-game hitting streak with his 2 RBI double that came back in the bottom of the 4th. He hasn't played that many games for Charlottesville either. First pitch misses the glove of Graham and skips to the backstop. And they still called it a strike, though. Campy in disarray.
Yeah, I think he had to confirm where that one found the zone. Mike Mackey still, he's a professional. It's not going to phase him. He'll be all right.
The 0-1. Outside, a curveball misses. 1-1. Talking about professional, Campy so far the king of professional at-bats in his Tom Sox career. This is only his 7th game, but a 5-game hitting streak to begin. That's called strike 2 by Mackey behind the plate. Quickly 1-2. The Sox have put up runs in the 4th, 5th, and 6th innings. None yet in the 7th, and they've got 2 outs. Preston delivers. Upstairs and away, 2-2. Good hold by Campy. You want to get more runs even when Culpeper isn't scoring. They haven't had a lead that's bigger than 2, the Tom Sox. 2 balls and 2 strikes for Campy. Here's the pitch from Preston. Breaking ball, high in the air, right field. Campy sending Weaver back to the track, and Weaver makes the catch to again retire the Tom Sox. It's scoreless in the bottom of the 7th. Still a 4-2 contest as we head into the final 2 frames of play.
Want to support the Tom Sox? We offer many tiers of sponsorships with numerous benefits. Head to tomsox.org/sponsors to learn more about how you can become a valued partner today. Become a host family today. Host families provide players with a home away from home while building connections that go beyond baseball. Discover the lasting impact that host families have on the team and our community at tomsox.org/host-families. Contribute to Charlottesville Community Baseball today. As a 501c3 nonprofit organization, your support helps the Charlottesville Tom Sox create unforgettable memories and develop baseball's future stars right here in Central Virginia. Visit tomsox.org/donate to see how your gift makes a difference. Don't miss a single moment of Tom Sox baseball. Check out tomsox.org/schedule to see when the team is back in action. Learn from the best this summer. Join Tom Sox players and coaches in our annual summer camps. It's a chance for kids ages 6 to 12 to learn.
Welcome back to Cho Airport Field. A 4-2 tight ball game in Charlottesville, and Nolan Bethel facing 1-2-3 of this Culpeper order to begin the 8th. Starting off with center fielder Nick Matson. First pitch, Matson, a hard hit foul ball out in the right field.
Landon, the good thing that Charlottesville has done in this game is they've equalized every time Culpeper has put runs on the board. They got 2 in the 4th inning, and then Culpeper added 1 in the 5th, which Charlottesville responded with 1 in the bottom of that inning, and then 1 in the bottom of the 6th and in the top of the 6th.
Bethel delivers the 0-1. That was a nice curveball. Had a lot of whip on it from left to right. It caught the zone, 0-2.
It's been a much improved look for Nolan Bethel since that first inning where he allowed the run. Hasn't looked like that since.
No doubt. He'll look to retire Matson in 3 pitches. The 0-2. Tapper foul. over to Brooks Simpson, the first base coach tonight. Still crazy they have a player serving as their first base coach, but you got to do what you got to do late in the summer ball season. This game reminds me a bit of the Covington game that the Tom Sox traveled to when they won 4-1 just a few weeks ago, as Bethel delivers the 0-2 to Mattson outside 1-2. Because the Tom Sox had a 1-0 lead for a while. They turned it into 2-0, and then it was 2-1 for the middle portion of that contest before they broke it open in the ninth. And this game has that similar feel where no team can really get away from one another. Bethel's 1-2 delivery. Fastball, called strike 3. He caught him in the bottom of the zone. Mattson confused where that ball hit. Him and Mackey having a conversation, but he is retired. First looking strikeout for Bethel today, and it comes with the first at-bat of the 8th.
Also looked like Caffarillo and Mattson had a bit of an exchange of words as well, which is interesting. Caffarillo, a vocal leader for Charlottesville, he's sticking up for his squad, and that's what you want to see out of Caffarillo.
Yeah, he's been a vocal leader all season. I think we've talked about it since the first home game of the year. As Bethel delivers a breaking ball outside to Rogers, 1-0. But that Covington game, Luke, I mean, you had kind of similar. Allwine went 7 complete. I believe it was 7 scoreless as well. And Gibson didn't have that much length, but he still went 5. As Bethel delivers a strike, 1-1.
Yeah, and regardless with that, I mean, Allwine was excellent, but it took the Sox bullpen to battle through some slight struggles to keep that a 4-1 game. You go into the 9th inning where Asher Sabom relieved Anthony Mancini to close out that game. And Sabom had a couple runners on, and he stranded them to finish the game off for Charlottesville.
Rogers fouls off the 1-1. It's now 1-2. And they even had to, there was a play at first base where Craddock was upended by a Covington runner. And that ball got away from Craddock, and Covington had base runners in the bottom of the 9th. They had a chance to either tie or take the lead. But they defied adversity, something that they hadn't done early on in the year. And that's been a common theme down the stretch. The 1-2 from Bethel. Fastball misses away.
And I think ever since that game, you've had the feeling that Charlottesville's never really been out of a single game. They've always been in those games. They've been tight with a lot of the best teams in the league. So the confidence level really rose from that win.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Bethel deals. Fouled off again by Rogers. And I think another game that exemplifies that grit from the Charlottesville team is when they traveled to Culpeper last week and beat the Culpeper Cavaliers, albeit a bit of a larger margin of victory. It was 7-3. But nonetheless, the Tom Sox hit 2 runs. They did it on both ends of the field. The defense was good. There weren't a whole lot of things to complain about. 2-2 coming to Joey Rogers. The pitch. Rogers taps it right back to Bethel and then nutmegs him. Goes to Campy at second, but he's not going to throw it. Decides to eat it, and Rogers gets on base.
Now go down as an E1 there for Nolan Bethel. Should have at least gotten a glove on it. Couldn't do so. So that'll give Culpeper a base runner in a big spot. We'll see if the Sox will look to their bullpen. They have a man getting loose out to your right, just off the screen to your right, in the Tom Sox bullpen, where they'll have a righty warming.
Yeah, the Tom Sox, like Bethel's come in, he's done well, but the way he's pitching doesn't seem like he can go the full 9 innings or close out the 9 innings after Bethel came in with Gibson the second after 5 complete from him. Now with Rogers over on first after the E1, it's Matthew Graham who's gone 0 for 3 today. He struck out, grounded into a double play, and then reached on an error by the second baseman, Campy. So 2 errors for the Tom Sox today. That also something that has not been a common theme as of late. Fastball misses down low, 1-0. Matthew Graham, a late addition for this Culpeper squad. Just his 3rd game played for the Cavaliers. The 1-0 runs inside on Graham, 2-0. Willard Casana on deck and Noah Burnham in the hole. So not a strong portion of the lineup up for the Cavaliers, but you'd rather see them retired earlier than later. Foul ball on the right side. from Graham. It's 2-1.
That's good from Bethel there to get back into the count. Especially don't want to fall behind 3-0 after giving up the error. You want to make this competitive, regardless of how you feel on the mound, how confident you are. Be competitive. Show some fight.
Score update from Stanton. It's 12-3 Turks. They took advantage of a bases-loaded scenario in the top of the 5th and poured the runs on. So right now, if both results hold, the Tom Sox will have to wait to clinch the Valley League playoffs. That is not what I expected at all from the Turks.
Yeah, especially with how depleted their pitching staff is as well. They've lost a lot of their arms, but Jackson Reeves has provided them a good start, and they took advantage of a depleted Stanton staff and scored some runs.
Here's the 2-1 from Bethel into the dirt. Nice catch by Cafferillo to save it from the backstop, but that's a good point, Luke. You think about all these pitching staffs that we're talking about. Culpeper's depleted, Stanton and Harrisonburg are depleted. Are the Sox the best pitching staff available right now in the South Division?
Considering they've really not lost any arms and they've added a couple in the late season, certainly feels that way.
Swing and a miss by Graham. It's a full count now for Bethel. Way to work back. You're right. They've actually added some arms as of late, too. Getting new guys to come in and really reinforce this already pretty good pitching staff. Full count pitch. Line right to Campy. He throws back to McCory for 1, over to Combs for 2, and that is the inning. The Sox retire the Culpeper Cavaliers scoreless, and they're going to be down to their last 3 outs in the 9th. They're retired in the 8th. It's 4-2 Charlottesville as we head into the home half of the 8th inning.
Want to support the Tom Sox? We offer many tiers of sponsorships with numerous benefits. Head to tomsox.org/sponsors to learn more about how you can become a valued partner today. Become a host family today. Host families provide players with a home away from home while building connections that go beyond baseball. Discover the lasting impact that host families have on the team and our community at tomsox.org/host-families. Contribute to Charlottesville Community Baseball today. As a 501c3 nonprofit organization, your support helps the Charlottesville Tom Sox create unforgettable memories and develop baseball's future stars right here in Central Virginia. Visit tomsox.org/donate to see how your gift makes a difference. Don't miss a single moment of Tom Sox baseball. Check out tomsox.org/schedule to see when the team is back in action. Learn from the best this summer. Join Tom Sox players and coaches in our annual summer camps. It's a chance for kids ages 6 to 12 to learn from the past, present, and future of baseball. Find more information and sign up.
7, 8, and 9 due up for the Tom Sox, and it starts with Christian Dewey. Back-to-back scoreless innings for the Cavaliers, and now the Sox are looking to take advantage of that.
I believe a wise man once said insurance is the word of the inning, Landon, and it is truly the word of the inning for Charlottesville here in a 2-run game. You want to pad the lead to give whoever comes out of the bullpen a good advantage.
And that wise man, Jeremy Rose of the 2025 intern team. We hope he's doing well somewhere out there, one of your fellow Penn State Nittany Lions. Christian Dewey takes a first pitch strike. Richie Preston still dealing out on the mound, and Dewey went around on that second pitch 0-2.
This will be another test for Dewey. He's responded well to adversity through his first 3 at-bats. How do you bounce back from a quick 0-2 count where you had 2 fairly non-competitive swings?
Preston gets his signal from Graham behind the plate. Here's the pitch. Outside, good take from Dewey.
Yeah, good from him to not offer at that one and give a free strike away to Preston. Get a ball back in his favor.
Despite this being the 8th inning, Dewey is 1 for 1. He's been on base 3 times. The 1-2. Breaking ball misses again outside. 2-2. Got hit by a pitch, did Dewey in the bottom of the third, worked a walk in the bottom of the fourth, singled, and got around to third in the bottom of the sixth. The 2-2 from Preston. Dewey swings and misses, and for the first time today, the right fielder is retired.
That's a good at-bat for Preston. Those 2 pitches got the count to 2-2. Probably considered waste pitches in his mind, especially with the way he finished off Dewey in the at-bat.
Caffarillo put himself ahead of the team and delivered a sac bunt that got Christian Dewey into scoring position. And even though he wasn't around to score, it shows the kind of man that Caffarillo is. He's willing to send himself back to the dugout, even though he wants to see his team succeed. And he talked with Tomlin beforehand doing that and laid it down. It almost worked out in his favor.
And it also did pay off in the run for Charlottesville, which is huge. You mentioned that Covington game earlier in the season with the Evan Allwine start. Caffarillo provided a huge home run late for some extra insurance. He's up here again.
Caffarillo swings at a breaking ball and fouls it off straight behind him. 0-2 with an out. Sox ahead 4-2. Again, Harrisonburg, if they were to lose tonight and the Sox were to win, the Tom Sox would clinch the playoffs, but right now, that does not look like it's going to happen. Harrisonburg, a 12-3 lead in the bottom of the fifth over the Stanton Braves as Caffarillo swings and misses. That's his 3rd strikeout of the contest. 3rd strikeout today for Richie Preston. This is his 2nd inning since coming in relief of Alexander Crutter, who went through 6 full innings of work. Bottom of the order now for Braden Bachman to come up and try and extend this Sox inning, providing some insurance before they head over to the 9th. First pitch upstairs from Preston. Culpeper 3 outs away, or they have 3 more outs to even the score, and a 2-run lead is not a safe lead at all. Preston's 1-0 delivery misses way outside, not even close to the glove of Graham. McCory's on deck, and McCollum is in the hole if the Sox get there. 2-0 count to Bachman. This time runs inside. He overcorrected. If you're Bachman now, do you just take this pitch? Do you let it go?
I think you get the red light from Randy Tomlin here just to see where it goes.
Well, it goes in the strike zone that time. Preston knew Bachman was more than likely just going to take it and delivered a fastball right down the middle to make it a more respectable 3-1 count. Still a hitter's count for Braden Bachman. Here's the pitch. Bachman swings and misses, and now it's full.
This would be impressive for Preston to work back from a 3-0 count. Again, 1 strike away from striking out the side.
Full count pitch. Preston delivers. Bachman fouls it off to stay alive. He's 1 for 3 today. Flew out to right and center field in his first 2 at-bats respectively, and then singled in the bottom of the 6th, but did not get around to score. Full count pitch again. Bachman fouls it off again. It's a good crowd that came out to support the Tom Sox tonight, full of interns and local Charlottesville natives looking to see their squad get to a winning record for the first time this season. The 3-2 pitch. Did Bachman go around? Lance Heltz said that he did not. Over on first base, and Bachman takes a full count walk.
Those are good, strong wrists from Braden Bachman to work his way on base and continue the inning for the Sox. It's top of the order that's been productive today in a big spot.
Now it's Xavier McCory. He's gotten on base once with a walk that he then got around to score on. Other than that, he's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Quick throw over to Bachman over on first. He slides back in, head first. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. Sox need insurance. McCory takes a first pitch ball. Sox are on the road for their next couple of contests. I believe they go down to Stanton tomorrow and then Covington on Friday before hosting the Waynesboro Generals in the season finale on Saturday.
In a game that could mean a lot for Charlottesville and a game that could mean very little for the Tom Sox in the grand scheme of things. That's why this Valley League is so unpredictable at the moment.
If anything, the silver lining in that contest is that you want to try and get a win as Bachman takes off for second and gets there sliding foot first. 3-0 count and a stolen bag for Braden Bachman. But
that's the second time tonight that Graham's gotten caught sleeping behind the dish. It's definitely good awareness from the Sox base runners to take advantage.
3-0 count. McCory looking to get on base again with a walk. Maybe he'll take a swing at it as well. Now a runner in scoring position. McCory takes strike one. But that game on Saturday, Luke, the Sox may have a little bit riding on it. They don't want to go winless against the Generals in regular season play.
Absolutely not. The closest squad in proximity to the Sox. Wouldn't say it's a rivalry per se, but certainly no love lost between the squads.
I think these two teams have pretty good relations with each other. The 3-1 pitch, McCory takes down low, a strike on the lower half. And again, after a Tom Sock batter got up 3-0, they've taken a couple of pitches, and now it's 3-2. We saw Bachman earn a walk in the same scenario last time. Can McCory follow suit? A 4-2 ball game, the Sox would want to get another run or two in. McCory swings and misses into Graham's glove. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Richie Preston. The Sox go to the 9th, ahead by 2.
Want to support the Tom Sox? We offer many tiers of sponsorships with numerous benefits. Head to tomsox.org/sponsors to learn more about how you can become a valued partner today. Become a host family today. Host families provide players with a home away from home while building connections that go beyond baseball. Discover the lasting impact that host families have on the team and our community at tomsox.org/host-families. Contribute to Charlottesville Community Baseball today. As a 501c3 nonprofit organization, your support helps the Charlottesville Tom Sox create unforgettable memories and develop baseball's future stars right here in Central Virginia. Visit TomSox.
3 outs stand in the way from the Charlottesville Tom Sox picking up a huge win in Game 33 of the VBL season. Landon Weaver and Luke Stefanisco on hand for you on the Tom Sox Broadcast Network. It's still Nolan Bethel in the game.
Yeah, and he's looked much improved. That double play he was able to conjure up last inning certainly helped his case to come out for the 9th inning, and Randy Tomlin putting a lot of trust in Nolan Bethel. Similarly for Culpeper, Sox might only need to go through 2 arms to finish this game, which would be monumental for the upcoming games this week.
Again, they go to Stanton tomorrow before traveling to Covington on Friday and a final home game against the Waynesboro Generals on Saturday. First pitch to Casana is fouled off. The Sox came into today 16-16 at that 500 mark for the second time this year. Luke, they have not had a winning record in 32 games played. The 0-1 pitch from Bethel finds the zone, strike 2.
And that's wild, especially considering last season it was less of a stretch for them to get to over 500. This season it felt like every time they got to that mark they dropped a game or two. They're 2-3 outs away from it.
Here's the 0-2. Casana nubs it right to Combs at first. He'll pick it up, and Casana barely even tries to get down the first base line. He wasn't even halfway there before Combs stepped on the bag, and that is out number 1.
So that's not exactly going to be a morale booster for that Covington dugout when you half sprint a play down the first base line. Still 2 outs away, but things starting to go Charlottesville's way.
Now it's the DH, Noah Burnham, up to bat. First pitch, man oh man, nearly pinned Burnham on the back of the neck. Instead it's a 1-0 count. Caffarello able to step up and glove it. Burnham today, 1 for 3 with a single that he got around to score on. Breaking ball on the 1-0 pitch, misses upstairs. The standings coming into today, the Tom Sox in 3rd, Culpeper in 4th, Harrisonburg in 5th, that the VBL South. Fastball misses inside, 3-0 towards the DH, Noah Burnham. The Sox right now a game and a half ahead of Culpeper. A win would put them 2.5 games up.
And it's imperative as well with the game in hand. That would give Charlottesville a true half-game lead regardless of what happens tomorrow in Covington.
3-0 pitch misses upstairs, and Noah Burnham gets on first with a walk. Maybe the biggest thing of all is that a win tonight for Charlottesville would give them hold of the season series against the Culpeper Cavaliers as Randy Tomlin comes out to the mound to talk things over with Nolan Bethel. He's not just going to talk things over, he's going to take Nolan Bethel out of the contest. A new pitcher and a call to the bullpen for the Tom Sox. Will have the name and number right after this on the Tom Sox Broadcast Network.
Want to support the Tom Sox? We offer many tiers of sponsorships with numerous benefits. Head to tomsox.org/sponsors to learn more about how you can become a valued partner today. Become a host family today. Host families provide players with a home away from home while building connections that go beyond baseball. Discover the lasting impact that host families have on the team.
All right, well, contrary to popular belief, there was not a pitching change there, even though a pitcher was jogging from the bullpen over to the field of play. It is still Nolan Bethel out there with a runner on first after he issued a walk to Noah Burnham, and now Braden Weaver up to bat for the Cavaliers. First pitch, fastball, right down the middle for a strike.
Yeah, and it was Connor Bardo who would have made his Tom Sox debut in this spot in a save situation, but Bethel still stay in.
Nonetheless, he's still dealing pretty well. 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. Weaver fouls it back. 0-2. Bethel showing why he should have stayed in the game and why he is still in the game.
Yeah, quick reset from Randy Tomlin. Things are going back Nolan Bethel's way. Just got to continue filling up the zone and get 2 outs.
Braden Weaver 0 for 3 today. Struck out against Gary Gibson the second, all the way back in the 5th. Breaking ball, called strike 3 by Mike Mackey, and that's 2 outs for the Tom Sox. A looking strikeout for Nolan Bethel.
It was a beautiful breaking ball. I think this entire crowd, this entire team can feel it. This would be a monumental win, allowing the Sox to control their own destiny for the playoffs with this win.
First pitch to Mannion. Fastball just misses inside. Luke, I'm going to tell you, I don't know where that one missed.
Yeah, that's been a strike all day, I got to be honest with you, Landon, but it doesn't matter. You got to shake it if you're Bethel on the mound and focus on the next pitch. That's what matters.
Mannion up to bat, facing the 1-0 pitch. He takes it upstairs, a strike, 1-1. Mannion today, 1 for 2. Got hit by a pitch in his last at-bat and had an RBI single back in the 5th. He's in a big spot right now. He is the tying run in this contest. Bethel's 1-1. Mannion chops over to McCory. Hard glove, toss over to first. In time, and that is the game. Sox have a winning record for the first time in 2026. And that is a big step to clinching the playoffs in the VBL South.
Yeah, all it takes is one game, and Charlottesville will have officially clinched a playoff berth. And who knows? The VBL is unpredictable. That scoreline in Stanton may not hold. The Braves might be able to mount a late inning comeback. We'll give you an update on it right now. Last we checked, top 6. It's bottom 6 now with the Braves at the plate.
Still 12-3 in favor of Harrisonburg. So Stanton, a lot of work to do, but realistically, that win, Luke, gets them 90% of the way to a 3rd place position and a playoff position.
All it takes for a playoff position is one more win, and the dominoes just have to fall the rest of the way, but that locks up the season series for every Valley League team besides Stanton and besides Waynesboro. So the Sox will have the tiebreaker of every team below them, which is monumental in this stretch.
Makes their job a lot easier as they head into a 2-game road trip, going to Stanton tomorrow and then Covington on Friday. For now, the Sox finish a 4-2 victory over the Culpeper Cavaliers. They are 17-16, a winning record for the first time this season. For everybody in our press box, Luke Stefanisco, I'm Landon Weaver. A big win for the Sox. We'll see you tomorrow.